chocolate.
All right, what's up, folks? Welcome to a random show. My good buddy Garage Guy reached out and asked if we want to do a chat, and I said, sure, why not? So, with that being said, Garage Guy, would you get us started off right, sir?
Yes, I will. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. How you doing, my friend?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. Got the long holiday weekend going on. It's good to see some people over there in the side chat. I hope everybody has a wonderful and safe Thanksgiving holiday.
Awesome, man. Good to have you. We got Pat in the bunker. What's going on, man?
Oh, not much. Just got the old wood stove lit back up. The temperature is dropping rapidly here. And I do mean rapidly. It's supposed to get down to about 17 degrees tonight. And just trying to get the old bunker warmed up and ready to go for the night. But other than that, man, just work and trying to shoot some coyotes today, believe it or not. The coyotes are back on the move again. Finally, all that grass and everything's dead, and I can see things more clearly now that the rain is gone, so to speak. And so, yeah, that's what I've been up to, man. That's all I've been up to. Thanks for having me on, brother. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. All good to see you. So, how many? Did you get any coyotes? Did you get you?
I got one about 3-4 days ago. It was, summer hare. Wasn't all that great looking. It even had a little bit of mange on it, so it was not a good. It was not a good specimen. So, but those old 77 grain boattail hollow points from Mead, they'll lay a shellacking on a coyote.
Nice, good deal. And we got Rabble. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right. I hope everybody else is. And like I said in the pre-chat, I'm going to let the women's do the cooking tomorrow. My wife's at work. My daughter's home from college, so she's in charge of watching the turkey and making pies, and she's an incredible baker. And probably won't get the deer hunt in the morning because it's supposed to be raining here, and maybe tomorrow afternoon if it blows out with not too much wind,
Yep. Awesome, man. And Mark Thomas, how you doing, brother?
Hey, doing real good. I caught the link this afternoon, but I wasn't sure if it was for then or what was up, so I just checked back in a little bit later, and glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, Pat was like, it's a little early for Sunday. That's good, man. Glad you can make it. The beard's looking awesome.
Thank you. I figured I'd check in for a little bit. I might not stay too long, but great to be here. I don't usually make Sunday nights. That's a busy night for me.
So you got plans for tomorrow?
I'm cooking.
there you go.
Yep. I started doing that years ago. I cook and I get what I want, how I want it. And that's just the way it is.
There you go. Nice.
I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I do a damn good job.
I can tell that by your fine girlish figure.
That's right, sir.
Mine too.
I don't look like this because I go without meals or eat salads.
Yeah, I'm going to eat tomorrow until I go blind, and then I'm going to eat some more.
What the heck is a salad?
Roughage. Just a way to get stuff moving, man.
Yeah.
A tablespoon of bacon grease will do the same thing.
That's splatter paint.
The
I'll
old
be
colon cleaner 2000.
I'll be right back, boys. My lighter's out of fluid. I'll be right back.
All right. So, garage guy, you got plans for tomorrow, my friend?
Yeah, my granddaughter's coming over tomorrow afternoon. Her and her mom's going to bring some desserts and things. I've kind of got my own little Thanksgiving meal planned right here. But it's always good to see Jay Lee. For those of you that's seen the little SpongeBob toy in my videos, she gave that to me when she's about 5 years old. She got it out of a Happy Meal. And I'll put it in my videos to let her know I'm thinking of her. She's 18 now and in college. So that's always a lot of fun to spend time with her. And then I got my niece's family coming in from the Maryland coast here this weekend for a few days. So it's going to be a pretty good holiday.
Awesome, man. Good deal. Yeah, I remember that story. It's very cool, man.
That is awesome to maintain those family ties.
Sure is.
My sister's son, my nephew, Anders, he visited us Friday night and picked up my dad's 308 rifle to take out hunting on the first day for deer season up here in Pennsylvania. And it's been so nice to be able to maintain that connection with him. And he and my son are so much alike, it's almost scary. So I look forward to them maybe even be able to go out and do a little hunting themselves.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I've gotten quite a few pictures of people that have got some of their tags already. I actually got a message from Uncle Dan today too. That was cool. He's gotten quite a few deer here recently. And Jamie, he's growing a beard, man, and it looks pretty dang good.
Uncle Dan?
Uncle Dan.
Man, I love that dude. I miss him.
Yep.
I wish he'd come around a little more often.
Yeah,
By
I
the way,
sent him.
thanks for having me, guys.
I sent him a link, and then it's probably about an hour later he texts me. And at first I was like, "Who is this?" Because I lost a lot of people's numbers a couple of years ago with phone issues, and he was one of them I lost. He told me who he was. I was like, "Yeah, man, it's good to hear from you," and all that. And then he sent me a whole bunch of pictures of deer he's gotten. And you can see the beard coming in nice, man.
Good deal.
It's not quite up to the Jamie level or the Mark Thomas level, but it's definitely coming in.
Oh, I'll tell you what, I watched Chris from the 740 video this morning. He's looking great.
Yeah, we might have to have a beard off between you and him.
I think he might be a winner.
That could be an interesting one.
So, do y'all remember Uncle Dan doing the videos where he's picking and singing?
Oh, yeah.
He's got talent.
Yes, he does.
I think that's a little before me.
Yeah, Uncle Dan hasn't made any videos in probably, at least 2.5 years, maybe longer.
I'm thinking more 4 or 5.
It might well be. It's up there. I know that. He's been staying pretty busy.
That might be just before me because that was right about the time Willie passed, and I was just on the scene when Willie got sick.
Yeah, that was it was probably a year or so before that is when he stopped making videos. So yeah, it's probably closer to 3 or 4.
And Willie got a cold about this time. a little bit after Thanksgiving.
Yep.
And, we're coming up on 3 years Willie's been gone.
That's hard
Yep.
to believe, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
It came up fast, dude. And unfortunately, that's how it is. A lot of times, it was,
Mm-hmm.
or, 6 years with Ed, I think it is. 6 years CMAX. It's up there, dude. Time is flying by.
Yeah, Willie was actually one of the first guys as far as guns and stuff like that I actually started following right before he got sick when I first got onto YouTube. So, yeah, good man.
Yep.
Good man.
Oh, yeah. Willie was one of the best, man.
Yep. Wish I would have got
good.
to know him a little bit better. Wish I could have
I got
got
to
on a
meet.
screen.
I got to meet him, and he came with Jamie up to the shop, and what a hoot! He was an absolute hoot.
You should have seen him the first time I met him. I brought him out to Georgia, and he was cussing me up and down because I bought him a ticket to Georgia and all the rest of it. And I'm like, dude, shut up, whatever. It doesn't matter, dude. It's just money. And I'd rather freaking you had the chance to come out here and meet people and hang out and have some fun and get away from the wife because all she does is nag at you. And he's like, yeah, she's still pissed at you. And I'm like, yeah, she probably is. And she'll probably be pissed at me for the rest of her life. That's okay. But he was freaking moving around like he owned the place. And Kyle's got this little step down from the kitchen, dining area, kitchen area, into the living room. And freaking Willie fell over that thing I don't know how many times. And he just kept getting up and going like a trooper, dude.
And as big as he was, that made a racket, I guarantee it.
Oh, dude, that shook the house, man. But I remember there was one night me and him were stayed up probably, God, I don't know, 2-3 o'clock in the morning. Just bullshitting. I'm drinking away. He wasn't drinking anything, I don't think, but he was just bullshitting with me till like 2-3 o'clock in the morning, dude. And you want to talk about someone that snores? Holy shit!
That's a fact.
Willie could wake the fucking God. He could wake someone in another fucking state, for Christ's sake. That's how loud he was. He was loud.
Sounds like my wife.
God bless Willie.
Happy Thanksgiving, Rob.
Hey, Rob.
Hey, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving.
What's up, buddy?
Not much. Just finishing up dinner. So, late dinner, but dinner.
Yeah.
So, I think it's appropriate that we go through the panel and tell something that we're thankful for.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree with that.
I'm thankful I knew Willie. I tell y'all something that I'm truly thankful for, and I won't. All right, you can dish on me if you want to. Every morning I get up, get ready to go to work. I get myself up and I get in that shower, and when that warm hot water hits my head, I think, "Thank you, Lord, for hot water."
Yep.
If you've ever had a hot water heater go out, you know what I'm talking about.
Or an extended loss of power, like so many people in your state, Jamie.
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
Think
Hot
about those
water
folks
is-
in North Carolina.
Yep.
Hot
And Florida.
water and so many other. Of course, you can't do something like that without expressing thankfulness for your family and Most of y'all know I lost my dad this year, and I lost a grandson. And I still thank the Lord that I was able to have my dad until I was 61 years old. And I remember having friends in high school that had lost one of their parents. And looking back on that now, that's a true blessing. And
I'll be 60 in February, and I still have my dad.
my mother, thank the Lord, still with us, but she's going down and going down fast. Of course, she's 82. She'll be 83 in March, and we've been so blessed. And I know if we pause and think about it, I know we've all got a lot to be thankful for.
I'll go next, man. I'm very thankful to my brother this year for getting me home and seeing my nephews and having some excellent quality time with them. That was 2 weeks well worth it, and just an awesome time, dude.
How long has it been since you've seen family?
That was the first time I've gone home in 19 years.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yep. I haven't had the money to be able to do so, or the time off to be able to do so, because every other job that I've had prior to this one, I was always in some kind of management, so I couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah, I get that.
So it was a blessing to get home and see my family and spend time with my brother and my nephews and his old lady. And she learned real quick that we boys like to drink. And almost 20 years since I saw him, we were drinking quite heavily. So yeah, she was pissed on more than one occasion, but that's okay. We went to a whiskey distillery. My brother had asked me what some of the things I wanted to do when I went back, and I was like, well, why don't we set up a distillery tour? I haven't been to one quite some time. Let's do a tour. So we went to one that was fairly local, and we ended up getting, by the time we left, so with the tour you get 3 shots. The guy gave us 8. By the time it was all said and done, we walked out with 6 bottles, and the way back, she was kind of, a little iffy about having 6 bottles, this, that, the other. Well, when she got home, those 6 bottles were gone. So you can imagine she was not too happy.
Oh man, you guys were messed up.
Oh no, dude, we were fine, dude.
Oh yeah, I bet.
I still made it up. I still made it up 2 flights of stairs, no problem. Got myself in bed, no problem, and woke up just fine.
You were levitating. That's why you got up the stairs so good.
You gotta remember, man, where I come from, we can drink, brother.
I'm of the same stock, man.
We can put a fair whacking on some whiskey.
I'm just older than I used to be, and it seems it hurts more.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we can still put it away pretty good. I will say my brother's slowing down a little bit. He's not quite where he used to be, but he can.
We all do.
He can still hang with me. It was good times, man. He's not a big beer drinker like me. So, some of the days we were drinking beer and stuff, he wasn't too great with the beer, but yeah, he's good with whiskey. Just, we went through a lot of whiskey. We probably went through 6 bottles that day, and we probably went through another 3 or 4 bottles the entire 2 weeks. So we went through almost 10 bottles, man, in 2 weeks.
Woof.
Yeah, I can see that.
It was a good time, man. And it's funny that one of the best parts of it was obviously not just spending time with my nephews and stuff, which was awesome. That was. I put myself in a lot of pain just to make sure I had lots of good time with them. I went up, played soccer with them, running around, doing stupid shit I shouldn't be doing. But I don't know when I'll get to see them again. So,
I
whatever.
guarantee you, just the plane ride was bad on your back.
It was. Well, at the time, I wasn't dealing with what I'm dealing with now. So I still had some back problems, but they weren't anywhere near as bad.
It wasn't a full blown sciatica stuff.
No, it was just I was just having some mild back pain at that point, and then it was the problem that I was having more than anything then with my knees.
Mhm.
My knees are pretty bad, so I've had arthritis on my knees for well over 30 years. It was probably about 35 years or so I've had arthritis in my knees. But I also have other issues with my knees on top of that. And that was the issues that have been causing me problems the last 2 years, pretty much, 1.5 years, 2 years. So any kind of running, stomping, any kind of heavy on the feet, it kills my knees. My knees just go on fire. But it was worth it. But one of the nice things, was I was able to help my brother out and build some stuff for him, help take care of some of the stuff around the house that he hadn't got to yet. So I built an extension on the porch for him, cover up the rest of that. We built took a couple old pallets and built up a fence to cover up the garbage can. Did some slab work and some other stuff. So it was pretty cool.
Cool.
And his old lady was happy about that. She's like, I've been waiting 5 years for this. She's like, it's only taken him like 3 days and he's already got it done.
Oh, that's fun.
Well, I think that kind of offset the drinking issue.
Mhm.
All right, Garage Guy, what are you thankful for, brother?
Well, this will be the first Thanksgiving without my mother. She passed back in May. And I'm pretty much going to say what Jamie did. I'm 61 myself also, and I was very lucky to have her for that amount of time. And she was a good woman. Sometimes she could be opinionated and just flat out blunt, but that's because she cared. Also thankful for my granddaughter, Jay Lee, like I said, and she calls over here and makes sure I'm all right and on a regular basis. And for an 18-year-old to do that, a lot of them, might call a grandparent maybe once a month or something, if that. I'm talking 3 or 4 times a week. She's like, hey, Papa, what's going on? Watching any football, that kind of thing. Have you shot any new pistols? And she knows what I'm into. She keeps up with it, and that just tickles me to death. And also something I'm grateful for is the friends I have in this 2A community right here. Scotsman, you're a good example. I bought that Smith & Wesson 64-8 here a couple of years ago. Had some rust spots on it, and I think we ended up talking on the phone for a while over that.
Yep.
It's good when you have friends your go-to people. You have a problem with something, may it be a firearm or something else. You can just pick up that phone, text, or call and say, hey, I got this going on. Any advice? And here comes the advice, and it's good stuff.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. It's I'm usually if someone's looking at a revolver, I'm usually the guys people text or call, and I'm cool with it because I love it, man.
And
Yeah.
I think it was about a year ago they had a almost mint condition. What's that guy that did the Smith and Wesson? Huey Lang or something like that. It was a 44 special made back in the 70s. And I texted you about that, and I said, and I told you, I said, look, they're wanting 1,100 for it, and you said you wouldn't pay no more than 8. And I'm trying to think of that guy's name. His first name is Huey.
Don't
Or
ring a
Henry.
bell.
Henry Huey.
I think you talking about Lou Horton.
Lou Horton. Yeah.
Okay, now I know. He did Smith's. Yeah.
Yeah. And this was a beautiful revolver and 44 special. And I come that close to getting it until I texted Scotsman and I told him the condition it was in, whole 9 yards. He said I wouldn't give no more than 8 for it, so I let it go, and I have no regrets.
You know, the Lou Horton stuff is almost like Eddie Bauer, or I'm trying to think of somebody else that slung their name on something. You know, I doubt anybody in this panel knows who Eddie Bauer was. I don't, but I know his name was on a lot of Ford trucks and shit
Yeah.
that Cabela sold. You know, and you know, like back in the day when they had the Marlin made guns and they had J.C. Higgins on them. Lou Horton did a lot of that. They were especially nice special edition guns, but they weren't necessarily gunsmith. You know what I mean? So
They made things fancy.
yeah.
So a lot of your Lou Horton stuff will be different grips. Usually they'll have finger wells in them. He was a big finger well guy, so they usually have that. It'd be a nicer wood they would use, and then they'd usually do a polish job, a real nice polish job, and play with the trigger. And usually it'd always be a target trigger and a target hammer on it.
Yep.
And the back sight on it had the little white outline on that 44 special. Scotsman, you asked me if it had that.
Yep. Yeah, there's key little indicators when it comes to old revolvers as to what they're worth and what to look for. And, you know, I spent a lot of time doing that stuff and studying that stuff. So it's, you know, anytime someone's got a problem with a revolver or a question about a revolver, I love delving into it and helping folks out with it, man. It's awesome to me.
And
Especially if I'm going to get more pictures of them and stuff, because I love looking at pictures. So
yeah. Well, talking about go-to guys, I got to talk about Mark Thomas right here for a minute. I mentioned last Saturday night on Hillbilly's chat, I tried 327 Federal Magnum. And I typed that into the YouTube search engine, and a video Mark had done, well, 2 of them actually, 2 years ago, before the beard got really out there. He had found an older model 327 Taurus revolver, and the thing was shooting really good. And I'm like, okay, I gave it some thought. I watched some other videos about the newer versions. And so, Mark, last night you cost me some money. I got on Buds and I ordered one.
Well, I hope it works good for you. My old one is still doing great. I carry that almost daily.
That is a bad little round.
Yeah.
Well, remember I showed y'all the boxes. That's 32 H&R Magnum right there, and 32 Smith and Wesson Long right here. I picked up a couple of boxes of those, and Saturday I'm going down to Bristol, Virginia, which is about 30 miles south, to a place called Rural King. They got plenty of 327 in stock. We're going to get a few boxes of that as well.
yep, that's a great round.
I
And
watched the, Go ahead, Mark.
and that little J-frame Taurus revolver. After I won the Rumble package from Jamie there a few months back, once I get that 327, I'll have the entire line of those J-frame snubby revolvers from Taurus. And so far, they all work excellent.
You know what I think would be cool? If
What's
they
that?
came out with a special edition, because I know it wouldn't, it'd be a limited market, but a special edition 3.5-inch Vaquero and a 327 Federal.
Yep, that would be awesome.
Mhm.
Last week, midweek, Lipsy's established a 327 Ruger LCR. It's in a two-tone black and bronze. Oh, it is a gorgeous revolver. 32 H&R mag. It's just fantastic.
It's beautiful. I saw
Yeah.
that. Beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw it too. It's probably been, I don't know, probably close to 6 months now. Lipsy's came out with a couple newer Smiths without the Hillary hole and all that. Lipsy's exclusive. And they're good for that. And they put in a request of this is what they want, and they don't want to see this, the other. And they look pretty good.
Well, as far as the Ruger LCR line of revolvers, I thought the only one that had a steel frame was the one chambered in 357 Magnum. I didn't know the 327 Federal Magnum had a steel frame either.
Yeah, that's brand new.
Yeah, the Lipsy's version is 32 H&R Magnum.
Yep.
And I think it's a little over 13 ounces, black bronze, beautiful. But I got to looking at Bud's and I saw what they was wanting for the regular 327 Federal Magnum LCRs. They were over $600, and I picked up the Taurus for $340 something.
Mhm.
Yep. All right. Real quick, G came in. What's going on, G?
Just living the dream, working about everything I can do. Glad I got to hang out with you guys for a little bit. So thanks again for the invite.
Yeah, man. You remember how to do this? We haven't seen you in a while.
No, obviously I was on the panel, and next thing you know, I was gone. Like,
Great to see you, brother.
good to see all you. Even the M&P fanboy, they're from the alleged state of New York. I'm pretty sure that's just, Canada South.
It's good to see you back around. Maybe one day you'll pick up your own show again. Those are some good ones.
That might be a little bit too much work for him. He's just getting back in the water. He's treading.
Maybe, yeah. Hopefully, he's back around more often. So,
Yep.
yeah, it's nice to try to educate these Glock guys. It's
Yeah, they need a lot of educating, that's for sure.
Oh, God Almighty.
Oh Lord, here we go again.
I don't know if I can be educated. I think I'm just too
think so.
old and too stuck in my own damn way.
Well, this is the way I look at it. If you can't pick up a pistol and learn how to shoot it, you got problems. You got real prejudice. I can't shoot that. It's plastic. Well, of course a revolver shoots better than a Glock. But a Glock will shoot. You can make them
Oh,
shoot.
it'll shoot. It just won't hit shit.
We don't dispute that, but Glock's like the last chick at the bar. She'll get it done, but I wouldn't brag about it.
Been there, done that.
I can tell you this: if you slapped me in the head and started running away from me, you will better hope that I don't have that Glock 34 on my side, because I'm going to wait. I'm going to light my pipe. I'm going to take a couple draws off of it, blow the smoke out, check the wind, and then I'm going to aim at your back and hit you. That I'm telling you. And yeah, then I'm going to throw you in a kudzu patch with some lime, and no one will ever hear from you again. So
Well, your first mistake is thinking that I'm going to slap you and run away.
well, that ain't no challenge as far as shooting. You know, then I get to shoot you close. But no, really though, man, they I've made fun of Glocks for years because all they have to do is change a number and a grip angle, or I mean, not a grip angle, but a grip size. And then they got a brand new gun, right? And it fools everybody. But
that's what I've been saying for years, man.
Mhm.
They don't really change anything. They don't listen to what the customer wants, dude.
Mhm.
They change a lot. Is there finger grooves or is there not finger grooves?
Oh, for God's sake, dude, come on.
Really, no doubt. I took my Glock 26 and remolded, took a 1911 and put it next to it and started sanding. And then finally I got the grip angle to almost a 1911 grip angle. I said, yep, that's just about right. Because John Browning cannot be wrong, right?
Absolutely. And that's another problem with the G word as I see it. They never choose to change a grip angle. Hey, happy Thanksgiving.
All right, so who's next on what we're thankful for?
I'll go next.
Okay,
Oh.
go.
Okay. Well, as of now, actually today will be my 5th year back on the farm, taking it over. 6th generation, passing
Wow.
the torch off to me and my family. So I'm extremely lucky that I get to farm and ranch with my dad still. He just turned 70 this year, and that old boy can still put in work that a 20-year-old couldn't do. I ain't joking. And he still loves it, still loves to do it. And I'm just thankful that I get to do this every day. And that one, hopefully behind me, my oldest boy right there, at least one of them, or maybe even all of them, will get to come back and farm this ground and raise cattle, and just really thankful for the generations that have given me this opportunity. And my dad still being around, my mom still being around. Yeah, that's what I'm thankful for. We helped settle this. We actually settled this county here in Nebraska, and helped put up lots and lots of buildings. At one point in time, it was the main cattle shipping hub in Nebraska when the railroad first came through. So, yeah, we've had a pretty good mark in Nebraska and in this county. So I'm really thankful for all that. So a lot of lineage.
That's awesome, dude.
Awesome.
So anyway, I'm done. Nobody else can be thankful. Rebel, go for it.
Oh Lord, what am I thankful for? I'm breathing air. God willing, I'm gonna have a great dinner tomorrow. I'm thankful for my wife. Jody saved me from so much. Not in a religious sense, but in a love sense. I was going down a really, really bad road when we met. And well, some people have an alcohol addiction. Some people have a drug addiction. Some people have all different kinds of addictions. And I was addicted to women, and I was married. Not a good combination. Okay. And I'm not going to get into a really long thing, but if I saw my ex-wife tomorrow, I'd give her a hug and say hey to her. There's no animosity there. I walked away from a house and 5 acres so my son could keep a roof over his head, and paid child support and was making a meager salary. I knew I did wrong. I knew I did plenty of wrong. And, that's, as far as being forgiven, that's between me and the Lord. But my wife, when I met her, she kind of cured me of all that. And I understood what really true love and respect and what a couple should be like. No, that doesn't mean I won't walk in there. I'm out on the front porch, and I probably won't be in another week because it's going to get cold. But if walk in there and have an argument over the deviled eggs, we tend to have stupid arguments. Gee, you snored too much last night. Really? Really? Well, you farted in the bed. And we have dumb arguments, but it's typical couple arguments. It's not, chainsaws and Bowie knives. And so I'm very thankful for her. I'm thankful for my children. I have a son by my first wife. I have a daughter by Jody, my youngest, and I had a daughter that I never knew about. Through what we just talked about. And I met her when she was 25. And here you've got a 5'11" beauty of a girl who's married to a super guy. And now she's giving me my first grandchild. And it's just awesome. It's awesome being a grandpa. I mean, I don't get to see her like every week, but because they're a busy young couple, but I get to see her often enough. She knows who Papa is. And I'm also thankful for my mother, who passed away about 14 years ago at the tender young age of 70 of brain cancer. My dad's still alive. He's 84. Still pretty sharp thinker. He has his moments. I worry about him. He's remarried, and he's sort of separated himself from the family and the grandkids, which is unfortunate. It causes a great deal of pain to my younger brother. It bothers me too, but I tend to be the stoic guy, and it is what it is, and just leave it at that. But my grandchild, Lord, she's just so full of joy and such a sweet child, and getting to relive that. Every time I see her, I bring her something, and Sadie's like, you don't have to bring her. No, I don't. I know I don't have to. I want to. Now, when I start showing up with, Ruger pistols and stuff, here you go, dear. But my son is independently wealthy. I fussed at him for so many years. It's pretty hard on him. Son, you need to get out in the nature. You need to hunt. You need to fish. You need to, and he just was never really into that. He killed the deer at 12, and I helped him track it down, and he gutted it, drug it out, gutted it, the whole 9 yards, never puked. I was really proud of him. And then he was like, okay, I'm done with that. I checked that off the list. And he reprogrammed his first computer game at the age of 9 and called me back in his bedroom and said he had this little dinosaur hunting game, video game. He said, "Hey, Pop," that's what he calls me. He says, I reprogrammed this. He said, "Try play it now." I said, what's the difference? He said, "Just trying to play it." So I get in there and all the dinosaurs showed up. The meat eaters, the Tyrannosaurus, they're not trying to attack me. He went, "They can't smell you." He said, "Go ahead and shoot one of them." And he reprogrammed the computer for the shotgun that you used to be fully automatic. Now, how he did that, it was a pretty simple video game, but to his credit, he was 9. And I should have known right then that this kid's going to make a lot of money, and he does. And I'm very, very, very proud of him. Sadie is my middle daughter, is an assistant district attorney, put herself through college, and is working for Cleveland County right now. And if she works for a solid decade, her college is paid for, her student loans paid for, because she's worked for the state. And being involved with the court system is, as y'all know, is high stress and a lot of crap that she has to put up with. But she's good. She's good at what she does. And I asked her, "Why do you wear heels or cowboy boots? You're already 5'11". That makes you tall as me." She said, "Because I like looking down on the people I prosecute." And I'm like, okay, And then my youngest daughter is she's kind of the dreamer. She's still in college, and she came home and had 2 more piercings. And I was like, "You look like you fell in a tackle box, honey." I said, "You need to stop that." And it's just a different way of thinking and stuff like that. I always figure, pick your battles. She used her own money. She did it. So fine. I said, if you're going to get a job as a school teacher, you might want to make sure that crap's removable. But anyway, I don't mean to go on and on and on, but I'm very, very proud of my children, and each in their own way, and they're all different. Because I was such a hussy that they all have different mothers. So, and I was a hussy, I really was. I could never use the word, "Oh, that girl's a slut," because I was a slut, and freely admit that, and glad that I corrected the error of my ways, or my wife did. But, and I can't fool around on her, man. She's from West Virginia. You know what happens to a guy that fools around on a West Virginia girl? Shoot, I'll be dead. But I'm glad everything nature gave me, and all the stories and experiences I've had outdoors. And, I'm kind of a man out of time. I often would like to think that I'm Jeremiah Johnson and my kids are all in this modern age, and we just go sort of look at they look at me like I'm a museum piece almost, and it's weird. It's weird, but still thankful for it. And the roof over my head, and the wood stove, as Pat said, and even though I'll be 60 in February, and I'm not the physically imposing human that I was when I was 25. I can, hey, I'm not, I'm still strong enough and able to do things and enjoy life. So, with what I call minimum pain, a lot of people will whine about it, and whatever. So, but anyway, that's it in a nutshell.
All right, good deal, man. Who's next?
One of them.
Rob G.
All
I
Sally.
put him to sleep.
I'll go. I'm not, let me think. I mean, you guys covered a lot of stuff, so you know, I guess I'll cover, I guess, things you forgot. I mean, yeah. Well, I should start by saying apparently I'm a Huffy, so that's a new thing. So, yeah, I'm thankful I'm still learning new words and whatnot, so that's cool. Also, I guess, thankful for chocolate chip cookies and the ability to just drive to the store whenever I feel like it to buy more cookies or make cookies. I'm thankful Olive Garden makes a salad dressing you can buy at the grocery store. Thankful, uh, so on a more serious note, thankful for my health. I'm glad I don't just, take a pill for every goddamn thing that's out there these days, and another pill for that pill, and a pill for that, and that's not.
Amen to that. Yeah.
Like some of my friends that are basically legal drug addicts now, that'll nod off in the middle of a conversation, but it's okay because the doctor gives it to them. So God forbid he say anything. So basically, I'm glad I'm not into all that shit. I'm also we don't have a crazy ass Kamala Harris in the White House, so that makes me happy.
I'll give that one a fuck yeah.
I second that motion. Fuck yeah.
I third.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'll fourth it.
I'm also grateful that I live in this country. So I mean, it's kind of screwed up in a lot of ways, but when you look at the things we have, the things we take for granted, it's even, as they say, our poorest are doing quite well. The ability to, in a sense, be my own boss, be able to not be a slave in my mind, modern ways, no car payments, make my own way. I'm, all that type I'm thankful for. So I don't know, to try to do something a little different than what you guys came up with. So thankful for the ladies cooking. She's great with that. I like the lingerie and stuff, and so there's a lot.
I was gonna say she walked in the room, didn't she? You're like, damn it! I better get something in quick.
Her mac and cheese that everybody would be thankful for if you ever try it. So
You also
right, man. It's
you also have the coolest voice. You've got a voice for radio, so you must have a face for it too.
Oh, he does. I've met him. Trust.
No, that would be me. I have the face for radio.
Although I don't know if Rob would be able to reach the microphone. He's not very tall.
Oh boy.
Have to get him a booster seat.
Scotsman, you was talking about Willie and the people we miss. I'm going to mention somebody, and I'm pretty sure you know exactly who I'm going to mention.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Holster.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yep. I gotta reach out to Mrs. Holster tomorrow and give her a text, talk to her a little bit, see how she's doing.
Yeah. Well, you tell her we all send our best.
Absolutely, man.
All right.
Absolutely.
Please do.
And she's very thankful for every one of you guys. Trust me, she's said it many times over.
Anyway, whose turn next?
Ain't but one left.
I think we got G.
Yep, I guess. Last but not least, first of all, I'll be thankful for something that Rob didn't say, as he didn't get another knock on the door saying, "Hey, I'm your long lost kid." So I'm going to be thankful that he hasn't got another knock on the door.
Well, I'm thankful for that too.
So,
damn ancestry.com.
but yeah, definitely thankful for everybody on the panel. You know, getting to know everyone over the years. Probably have had most of you guys on my show at one point or another. Definitely having Mark Thomas do a custom leather holster for the wife for our anniversary, and then a leather worked plaque that he did with so that was pretty awesome. She still loves that. So definitely thankful for the wife who's probably changed my life. Otherwise, I'd probably be in prison or dead at this point in time if I wouldn't have met her. So, yep, I think probably about everything, and having a job. I'm kind of thankful for that for this point in time.
Yep. And Rob brought up a good point as well. You know, definitely thankful to be here in this country. You know, went through a lot of BS over the years, but I wouldn't change a thing, man. It was well worth it, and I've met some of the greatest people I ever known in this nation, and definitely blessed by that.
Anybody here is below the Mason-Dixon ought to thank God they're Southern. Yes, sir.
I'll be coming back to Georgia this coming year, and I'll be picking me up a couple more Smiths when I get there. I have 2 Smiths on hold for me, waiting for me to walk in with payment and add to the collection of the 27s. So I got a couple more on the way. Perfect pair.
I wish you could come back down here and live, brother.
I would like to at some point, man. You know, it's potentially on the cards. We'll see what happens.
I want to bring up something that you guys could check out, and you may be into it, you may not be. Me and Scotsman both are into pipes, and I told Jamie I dipped Skoal for 47 years, and got addicted to that when I was 12, and I cold turkeyed it, and I was a miserable bastard for about 3 months, and my wife contemplated killing me in my sleep. When she was looking on Facebook Marketplace for hogs, I knew what my fate was going to be. She was going to kill me and pull my teeth and chuck me into the hog lot. But I couldn't sleep, and I Googled. I said, I'm going to get a stupid AI answer, and I Googled what is the healthiest way to enjoy fine tobacco, and that was the answer. You generally don't inhale it because it'll knock your head off, and I don't inhale it. And the first bowl I smoked, I slept all night, so that was a blessing because I was getting ready to have a psychotic episode. But there's a YouTube channel out there, and he's catching the same kind of flack you all catch. I'm not a big YouTuber, as you both y'all know. I don't put out a lot of content or any content for that matter much. And it's called the Pipe Cottage. And if nothing else, you can sit there and listen to this guy talk for hours. He's a native South Carolinian, Low Country. So he has that. Today we're going to talk about, type of accent and just true Southern gentleman. And instead of just talking about pipes and tobacco and things, he talks about the Southern agrarian lifestyle, he's a history PhD in history. He doesn't teach at a college because most colleges don't like his attitude. I'm sure he's monetized with YouTube. He's just really started his channel up pretty good. And he has some interesting ways of looking at life in general and how a man needs to have leisure time to think about life and what he's going to do or a project or things like that. And not saying be lazy, but just to think. And it's interesting. Y'all check that out sometime.
If you're out there and you're looking to get into pipe smoking, one of the channels that helped me when I got into it was Mutton Chop Piper.
Yeah, he's good too.
Mutton Chop Piper does a lot of reviews, but he also goes through different methods of how to smoke a pipe. And I've been smoking a pipe now for, I don't know, 8 years, maybe longer, somewhere around there. I found his channel when I was researching how to do it properly without killing yourself.
Yeah.
Because you can screw it up real bad.
There's a learning curve, ain't it, Jason?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Big learning curve. Yeah.
And one of the best things that I got from his channel was the breath method, where you're breathing through your nose at the same time. And there's a very particular technique, and trust me, it helps a lot. And again, he's got a lot of good reviews on different types of tobacco and stuff like that. He does a monthly review, and you can go in the comments if you picked it up as well and talk to him about what you think of it and stuff like that. I don't know the guy personally. I've talked to him once or twice, back when YouTube still had messaging, but they don't have it anymore, obviously. So,
and he has mutton chops to die for. I mean,
oh yeah, he's got a solid stash too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's got a solid stash. He's a good dude though. I talked to him a couple times, like I said, and asked him a couple questions, and he was real good and got right back to me. And I've been smoking ever since and never had a problem. But a pipe is a very, very common thing. It's not like smoking a cigarette or anything like that. It's a whole different experience and a very, very common thing. There's a reason Sherlock Holmes smoked a pipe.
And if you ever watched The Pacific, that miniseries, I forget the character's name, but someone said, "Why do you smoke that pipe?" And he said, "As long as you have a pipe, you'll never lack for anything to do." And that's the truth. You're either cleaning it, you're smoking it, you're cleaning it, you're messing with it, you're fiddling with it, you're fiddling with the pack of the tobacco in the bowl, and well, I find it fascinating, but you know, a lot of people
and,
maybe.
and that's that's another one too. When you pack the bowl, you got to pack it a certain way because you can pack it wrong, and if you pack it wrong, you're gonna have a hard time trying to smoke it.
Yeah, you can turn your tongue into a pork rind, or with cayenne pepper sauce on it, or just get frustrated. And
Oh yeah,
and
you'll get frustrated fast. And one thing with not to get on too much on the pipes, but don't clean your pipe too often because you want a little bit of cake to build up in there because it adds to the smoking experience.
yes, seasoning like a frying pan.
Yep. That was one mistake I made when I first started getting into it. I cleaned it constantly, and I probably cleaned it way too much. I could never figure out why I was having problems, and then I finally figured it out. And was like, I don't remember why I figured it out or how I figured it out. I think it's because I remember something about my grandpa. Because I remember the smell of smoke from a pipe way back when, and I was, super young. I don't remember exactly what age, but I just remember him smoking a pipe, and I remember this pipe smell. And that's one thing that made me go get into the pipe smoking, was thinking about that.
I need to, and you'll also find yourself, it's kind of like guns. You'll find yourself collecting pipes without even thinking about collecting
Oh yeah,
pipes.
dude, I got a draw full of them.
Yeah. And I want one of those church wardens, the big long boogers, make you look like Gandalf.
Yeah.
Jason will look great with that, with his beard, you know.
Yeah, I have one that's a little bit longer. It's not quite a full church warden, but one of those is on the books at some point. I picked up a whole bunch of Missouri Meerschaum pipes years ago.
I've got one corn cob, and it's a Carolina Gentleman. It's a little stubby booger. And it was my first, and if you're not careful, you'll burn the snot out of yourself because it's short. But
yeah, you got to be careful with the corn cob ones because those get hot quick.
mm-hmm.
But I picked up a bag. They had a mixed bag. They call them seconds. Dude, there was nothing wrong with them. You know, I forget how many came in the bag. I think it was like 15 pipes, something like that. I did a video on it years back, and you wouldn't believe how many views I got in that damn video, dude.
I believe it.
It's up in the couple thousands, if plus, easy.
Oh.
I haven't looked at it in a long time, but it was up there.
Hey, Scotsman,
Yeah.
have you or Rebel heard of the Dr. Grabo pipes?
Yeah, they're made right here in Sparta, North Carolina, right up the road from me.
Oh, really? Well, that's about an hour from me.
Yeah, I've got a little Doc Grabo called the Duke, and it's got a little bitty bowl, but it's so light, it's perfect for like if you're fishing or hunting or whatever, and you're going to take a quick break. You know, you don't have to sit there and smoke it for an hour.
Right.
It's a cool little pipe, but Doc Grabo makes some good pipes, the good briar, and they're reasonably priced.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not sure I've heard of that one.
Look them up, Jason.
Yeah, it might be a regional thing. I've been by the factory several times here. It's been a while, but I remember going by there, back in, I'd say it's probably been about 15, 20 years. The thing about here in the southwestern part of Virginia, when these young couples wanted to get married and they were underage, they would elope to Sparta.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
It used to be Mountain City, Tennessee, but the laws kind of changed, and so there was quite a few that went to Sparta and got married. And then when they came back,
is that where all the hussies go?
Yes. That's where all the hussies go.
Oh,
Yeah,
and,
but-
and Rob, if you want to learn more words, man, I can teach you all kinds of Scottish words and many other words in different languages, whichever you want, brother.
And me and Jamie and all us Southern guys here, we can teach you all kind of Southernisms that'll curl your hair if we want, if so be it. But we can actually cuss without cussing. You know, bless your heart.
Yeah, I know that one. I know
Well,
that.
yeah, but if you don't live in the South, you don't realize all its connotation. It's you might as well be calling someone a retard.
No,
Okay.
he knows gunpowder beauty. He knows exactly what it means.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I know that
Yeah.
one.
Well, Rebel, isn't that Highway 21 down through there?
I don't know. 21 goes through Statesville.
Yeah.
It might be.
I
It might
believe-
be.
I believe it is 21. I'd go from Withville, Virginia, where it starts, and on down, and it'd go right through Sparta.
I used to go through Withville all the time, going to my wife's birthplace, and McDowell County, West Virginia,
Right.
which is a rough place. And Withville has all them damn interstates, 81 and 77, and
Right.
you're driving there and you're not expecting this out in the country with all these hills and all of a sudden there's concrete everywhere, and
Yeah.
then boom, it's gone. You know.
Well, my mother was from Mingo County, West Virginia, and
Another
go-
rough part. Yeah.
very rough. We're talking Hatfield and McCoy over there.
Yeah.
We'd go up to Withville, hit up 81 to Withville, 77 to Bluefield, and then
Tazewell. Get up through Tazewell and then
yeah,
hit Mingo.
we wouldn't have to go through Tazewell. We'd go through Bland. We'd go through them two tunnels that went under the mountain.
Yep.
And then we'd hit 52 on through Bluefield to Welch and on through all them little towns till we hit Williamson over there in Mingo County.
Let's see, my wife went to school at Big Creek University in War, West Virginia.
Yes.
And Welch was the capital of
McDowell.
McDowell. That's where Devil Ance's son got shot on the courthouse steps of Welch.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of history over there.
Yep. Her granddaddy was a coal miner, of course, died of black lung. And I never knew him, but she related the story to me to where they heard there was a cave in one of the mines, and they all went down, and it was a tradition. They would read off the names of folks that were missing. So all these families would be standing there waiting for their loved one to have their name read off, and they read off Glavis's name, Glavis Conley, and all of it, the women are crying and they're upset, and all of a sudden Glavis shows up, and he's black as night from the coal dust, and he actually rode that little trolley, crouched down in one of the little cars because he wasn't a big man, and rode that little trolley out while the mine was caving behind him. And he was getting hit with big chunks of coal and rock and everything else, but he made it out.
Right.
Brave people, hardworking people back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ain't getting me down in the earth that far.
No.
Hell no.
That's the job not fit for humans, in my opinion. And
No.
they're pretty well compensated, but still, man, dang, that's
Yeah.
dangerous work. Earlier, y'all talking about people eloping and going off and getting married in these cities that they go to do it. That in Northwest Georgia, not far from Tennessee, there's a place called Ringgold, Georgia. Ring, RINGGOLD, Ringgold. I don't know if y'all have heard about it or not.
I
but
have.
you can go there and get married the same day. And back, let's see. Kyle knows about Ringgold, Georgia. After I officiated Kyle's wedding, I bet him and Angel were wishing they would have went to Ringgold and got married. But anyway,
You did a fine job, sir.
You did.
yeah, well, I appreciate that. But my wife and I, both of us work for school systems, but Lisa and I went to Chattanooga, Tennessee, and got married on the riverboat by the riverboat captain who was an ordained pastor.
Awesome.
That was a fun time. Prime rib for supper, live band playing for the dinner cruise. It was awesome, man. It was really a fun time.
Me and Jody went to there was a little chapel between Boone and Blowing Rock. And we went up there and talked to that little old woman. She's probably dead and gone now. But she was real lively and a little bit loopy. And she said, "What kind of minister do you want?" And I said, "Well, get me either a Baptist or a Methodist minister." I said, "A Methodist minister will put a lifesaver in his mouth. When that lifesaver's dissolved, he's done. All right." I said, "A Baptist is just a little bit more long-winded, but during a wedding, he won't be hollering for an altar call." I said, "So get me a Baptist or a Methodist." And she said, "Okay."
All right.
Well, anyway,
real quick, Rebel.
Yeah.
Mark's going to jump off. You
Good night.
Okay. See you, Mark.
All right, Mark.
Happy
Bye,
Thanksgiving,
buddy.
y'all.
Happy Thanksgiving, Mark.
So we get up there, day of the wedding, and my son's my best man. He's just a little shaver. And she comes up to me. She said, "I'm so sorry." She said, "I couldn't get a Baptist or a Methodist. They all had schedule conflicts. I got you a Presbyterian." And I just rolled my eyes. Because if one thing Southern people know, we know how denominations go. You know, I don't know if y'all remember that line in Roadhouse where the old man asked Patrick Swayze, you know, "How much can you afford for rent over the horse loft?" He said, "You got to understand, I got to charge you something. Otherwise, the Presbyterians around here pray for my ruination." And that's the truth. But we got a Presbyterian, and Lord, he was long-winded. And I about slipped him an extra $100 just to shut up. But he finally shut up, and we got married. And I paid him a little bit of respect, you know. But it was something. But we got married at that little chapel, and that evening we were on a trout stream fishing. She fished with me every day of that honeymoon, and I'll be dadgum, she ain't fished with me yet since then. But she's only 5'3", so when I'm wading in waist deep water, it's over her boobs. So it's, you know, it's rough on her.
Dang, Rebel.
Well, we had a blast, dude. We had a blast. She caught the biggest fish of the trip. Beautiful brown trout on the Watauga River. Yep. But I wouldn't have had it any other way.
Well, I'm not sure what you're smoking, man, but I'm smoking the Fondant Fathers right now.
I'm smoking a local blend called Dark Side of the Moon, and I'm pretty much sure they renamed it, but it's a lot of burley. That really didn't do it justice. It's really dark, a lot of Cavendish, kind of sweet. It's an aromatic, but
Right.
Guys, the smell of somebody smoking a pipe is a wonderful thing. It just is.
it's warming, isn't it? It's
Well,
It's
I
not-
mean, like I said, I can remember when I was super young. I'm talking like I was probably, I'm gonna guess probably about 3 or 4, maybe at most, and I can remember that smell. You know, I remember, almost remember the freaking wallpaper that was on the damn walls. It was some horrible freaking old flowery type freaking wallpaper.
who cares? It was Grandpa's house. You know, that's,
Right.
that's cool. My grandpa, the one I remember, the other one died before I was born, smoked unfiltered Camels, and we got the bright idea. He bought them 2 cartons at a time. He smoked 5 packs a day. Needless to say, in 7 years, I will surpass his lifespan. So he smoked unfiltered Camels, and we thought it'd be fun if we swiped a pack of cigarettes out of his little Toyota car. And me and my cousin, we snitched a pack. We then went out behind his shop, little old metal building, and me and my cousin proceeded to smoke all 20 cigarettes. Needless to say, I was the color of the grass when we got done with that. I had such a nicotine buzz. I was sick to death, stunk, and my mom and daddy knew what I'd done when they come pick me up, but I was so green, they figured that was punishment enough. But so I never smoked cigarettes after that. I was like, I can't do that. And I'm glad, because industrialized tobacco is well, it's kind of like what Bobby Kennedy is bringing up about our food supply. A pack of Cheez-Its made in America, we couldn't even sell those in Scotland. You know, so they had
Oh no,
yellow.
no, you cannot. And that's one thing, you know. And we'll let Pat go real quick because I know Pat's got to jump off. So what you got, brother?
Oh, not much. Got a video coming out, hopefully either on Thanksgiving Day or the day after. Got a bunch of brand new steel from Shooting Target 7. Good company over there. Got one real unique one that I can't wait to try out just to see how accurate I am with the old AR, and gonna have some fun with that. But other than that, man, I'm just gonna eat until just about that short of exploding tomorrow, and probably then pass out in a coma. So that's my plan tomorrow. So anyway,
Good
everybody,
plan. See ya.
everybody have a great Thanksgiving, and thanks to everybody in the chat showing up on a short notice and everything, and just God bless y'all, and I'll catch y'all on down the road. Stay safe, carry your weapon.
Happy
Later, man.
Thanksgiving,
Good
Pat.
having you, brother. Appreciate you.
See you, Pat.
There's Michael Dunn.
Ooh, that's a nice pipe. I like Jason's as well. Is that your Peterson, Jason?
It is my Peterson. Yep.
Yeah.
That is a very old Dr. Graybow that belonged to my granddaddy.
That is very similar to that Duke pipe. Very similar.
Yeah. So this is my Peterson.
It's just about the same one I have. Yep. A little different. Let's see. Get it centered up here. Get my big booger hook out of the way. It's about the
Yeah, it's pretty close. A little bit
Yeah.
of a different shape on the bowl, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I figured it was my one chance to look distinguished or ornery, more ornery. I don't know.
So when I got this one, I was looking around for one in the style of the Sherlock Holmes, but it has more of the big bend in it. And this is one that popped up, and this was actually on sale at the time, and I just jumped on it because Peterson makes some really good pipes, and they use quality
do.
wood. So you got to jump on it when you can.
The grain of the briar is excellent. I mean, they're just excellent. So a good friend gave me this one impromptu. Knew I was getting into pipe smoking, and he just brought it to me and had a pack of Tasty Cake flake tobacco, and that's pretty good stuff. It's pretty good stuff. I like plum pudding too. It's good.
So I like some of this, a little bit of a sweet one. There's one called Sutliff Monte Duce.
Yes, sir.
I
That's
like
good
that
stuff.
one, but I don't like the other one you just mentioned. I forget about what it is I don't like, but I don't like that one for some reason.
Let's see. I smoke a lot of Boswell tobacco, Route 22, Premium Burley. I've smoked Squadron Leader. It's fairly plain. Man, then there's some that are just burning. I can't describe it. They're just real spicy when they hit your mouth, and
Yep. There's some that they'll burn your mouth real fast if you're not careful.
yes, sir.
And
Yes,
the problem
sir.
with the Sutliff Dolce, you can't find it anymore. They discontinued it,
Yeah, they did. They did.
so it's hard to find. There's that one, and I like the Frog Morton.
Who makes early morning?
That one is Cornell and Deal.
Yeah, that's not bad tobacco.
That's the same maker. This one I'm smoking. This is the Founding Fathers, which is pretty good.
Right.
That's a leaf tobacco as well.
Man, I used to, and this makes me sad, but every October we make our pilgrimage up to Yancey County and go up 19W to Spivey Gap, and we camp for a week and grouse hunt and bird hunt all week. And we'd interact with the locals at bear hunters up there, and just really good people. And 19W got destroyed during Helene because it's right next to the Cane River, and the Cane River was running super high. And you get on down into Poplar, which is in Mitchell County. That's where the Noelchucky flows, and the Noelchucky comes out of Tennessee and flows down through North Carolina and forms a gorge, and it gets pretty narrow, and it's got a CSX railroad track that runs down it, and the railroad track's still there. There's just no bed underneath it. It's just hanging in the air, and the metal railroad trestle down at Poplar is gone. The river was running 80 feet higher than its normal level in the narrow part of the gorge, and where the Tow River and the Cane River flows into it. It was doing 10 times Niagara Falls in CFM. So when they say once in 1,000-year storm, that's exactly right. 1916 and 1940 didn't have anything on this thing.
So, G or Rob, you guys been doing any shooting or anything?
Yeah, I've I sent you some pictures of my newest acquisition.
Oh, geez, it's probably a Glock.
Yeah, yeah. Just like that 4311.
I'm probably just gonna end up having to hit delete.
I would.
Jeez.
Oh no, he actually got something worthwhile. Oh, okay. I will give you that. I'm impressed. You got something worthwhile. Good job. Not a Glock.
You
I
know,
will give you a little bit of a round of applause. You didn't buy a Glock. Good job.
the 1970 SKS by date code. Zastava. So I picked that SKS up. I built my own firearm. I took a Anderson Kiger 9C Pro frame. I took a Rock Slide USA slide that I already had, which I guarantee I would never make a purchase from that company again. Then a double diamond threaded barrel, tungsten guide rod, Holliston 507. Made my own little pistol and have taken that out. It's got a compensator on it. So yeah, doing a little bit of things.
I've been out, but it's been a little while. I think 2 weeks now, something like that. So it's been a while. So they just started hunting out here too. So that makes it a little more gamey to go out shooting in state land. So I still do, and yeah, I just worry about the whole if it's brown, it's down thing, because I try to walk out of the woods, but you know what I mean. But other than that, just a couple people I bumped into that claim to be interested in going shooting, and at this point, they're still making excuses on when they're going to show up. So I don't know if it's going to be a thing or what. And I've got a current collection going for something new. I just haven't really decided what yet.
Another Glock.
No, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I was thinking like, what is that? Damn it.
Hey, Scotsman,
Yep.
we have a sighting over in the side chat.
Yep. You guys are more than welcome if you or Jamie want to.
3, 2, 1. Hey! Happy Thanksgiving, everybody, not just Mario. Yeehaw.
Dear Coupler.
Yeah, he's kind of lazy and out, ain't he?
Look, here's the thing, Fuzz. He doesn't even have to go to the woods anymore. He can sit on his damn porch. I mean, it's crazy some of the stuff that you see just sitting on the porch over there, and the times that I've seen them, unfortunately, it's not been hunting season, so you really can't do anything. But if I could sit on the porch all day, it'd be freaking awesome.
So there you go. I think my hunting season's about over with until after Christmas.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get out. It's tough enough just sitting here. So I think we're kind of screwed for this season, but hopefully next season I'll be ready to go.
Well, Scotsman, he always has. Depending on your state law, no, I'll emphasize that. Depending on your state law, you can shoot it wild animals on your property if they are like damaging a crop.
Or
Oh
if
yeah,
they're-
no,
Yep.
there's all kinds of things like that. Technically, I can shoot one right here if I wanted to. You know, if it's in the back of the yard, whatever. Technically, I could if I wanted to, but the issue there is Daniel's a couple hours away, and I would need Daniel's help. And
Well,
if
he
he's not
does have-
available, it might be a little bit of a problem.
He does have that Forerunner, you know, or UTV. You could always use that. Hook a chain, drag it.
Right, but again, he's a couple hours away, man. So if he's not able to get up here, then we got
Oh
problems.
yeah, I guess you know.
It could end badly.
Yeah, this is another thing too, G. The only crop that's on Daniel's land is the corn feeder right there at the back porch.
Doesn't he still have
Dude,
goats?
he doesn't even need a damn corn feeder. He's got all kinds of stuff out there, dude. They just freaking show up. But the only time they don't show up is when I show up.
If you've got goats and stuff like that, any grass, you know, is considered a crop because it's feeding his animals.
Right, but I'm not gonna go shed and shoot one of his damn goats because his wife would kill me.
Graveyard dead.
I know Trace, and Trace will try to take me out. And,
No,
No.
you don't shoot the goat. That's your excuse for shooting the deer. It's because the deer is then eating the goat's food.
I don't need an excuse. It's his property. He can shoot if he wants to. I wouldn't even need one out here because, I pay for the place, so I can technically shoot him here if I want to. It's just, again, I'm not in any shape to be dragging or hauling or cutting and gutting and all the rest of it. So if he couldn't get up here in time, the deer could spoil. There could be all kinds of problems. There's probably a half dozen people at work I know that could probably help, but I don't talk to people, man. I'm not. I know I'm a people person here, but trust me, in the real world, I'm not a people person. I do not like people.
I feel you. I'm pretty much that same way. I'm more outgoing here online than like in real person. I'm not really one to talk to a whole lot of people. I'm like, I need to get my stuff done and get the hell out of here. I don't want to be around you people.
Yeah, there's a reason that I've been on third shift for so long. I deal with very little people, and that's a good thing. I had my fair share of people, man. I spent many years in management, and I'm good.
So
There's a reason I have a lot of hair loss, and it's management dealing with the federal government for so many years.
Are you saying third shift's full of midgets?
No, I'm saying I don't have to deal with people. That's the thing. So
It's
I
a very
literally,
so I just assumed you meant there was a bunch of midgets on third shift.
no. So right now I'm on second shift, but usually I'm on third shift. But I'm on second shift for a little bit. My boss asked me to do that for a little while, but so I basically work by myself. I don't have anyone there now. But on third shift, I have one other person I work with, and then I see my boss for about an hour a day. That's it. So and I have to deal with 1-2 people on the weld line.
That's why I stay on a forklift at my job. I don't have to get off and work on the line. I'm away from everybody.
Yeah, I'm not a people person, man. I really not. People are inherently freaking stupid, and it just pisses me off. And then I say what I'm gonna say because I have no filter, and I don't care. HR be damned to hell. I couldn't give a shit. I will say whatever the hell I want to say, and if you don't like it, whatever, you know. If I hurt your feelings, great. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the average person, I guess you could state. So I like people as a whole. Yeah, volunteered, for people as a whole and or whatnot. But
Well, I mean, you eat salad for God's sake. So yeah, I mean, you're just not right in many ways, my friend.
when you sit down to the individual level, I mean, there just seems to be a lot of idiots, like you said, out there, and it's just, I don't know, a certain point in life, you just get tired of dealing with people's bullshit. So, yeah,
That's exactly it. And
life's too short, and I don't give a shit, basically. So.
That's exactly it, and that's the reason I'm on second shift right now is because I'm not dealing with someone's bullshit, and better for me to walk away from it than open my mouth.
Yeah, and shouldn't have to degrade yourself or morals to have work buddies.
Oh, and it's extremely stupid. The reason that I have to go to second shift because of and back when I was a manager, if someone else had a problem and they couldn't do the job all the way, they had to do light duty or do this or whatever, other people step up and take care of it. There is none of this bullshit of, well, okay, we'll move them because they can't do this job. No, it's you all will step up and you'll take care of what they can't do. There are no fucking excuses. Don't want to hear the bullshit. Move on. Now it's apparently Little Miss Priss can freaking say whatever the hell they want to say. They've been there so damn long, whatever, and cry about it. And so, because they want to cry about it, I had to move shift so that I can open my mouth and let them have it.
I think employers should focus on addressing problem, not try to broadband across the board for people or screw with other people. Yeah.
It's
problem.
At the end of the day, here's the thing. At the end of the day, what's going on isn't going to be a quick fix. I mean, I've been dealing with this now for I don't know how many months. It's not going to be a quick fix. And switching shift is. So I've been doing second shift. I think like 3 weeks now. Not having to kneel down as much, get up and down as much has helped, but it's not solving the issue. The issue's still there. So it's just kind of like I told my boss, I'm like, it's just kind of stupid because this could take months. This could take a year. I don't know how long it's going to take. And, I don't want to stay on second shift. I like third shift. Third shift works for me. I can get a lot more done on third shift versus second shift. But at this point, it's just going to be kind of whatever because, again, I'm not going to sit there and I just got to keep my mouth shut because if I open my mouth, it's not going to end well. Because I know what this person's like. They're going to say something, and then I'm probably going to fucking deck the dick. And then when I deck them, it's all over.
That's what happens. You lose your job and you go to jail.
Yep. So.
Not to say it wouldn't be worth it in some situations.
No, I mean, I'd get some satisfaction out of smacking the shit out of them, but it's not worth losing my job, man.
No, it's not. It's not.
Yeah, it's a personal choice. Yeah.
It is.
And your situation, the job, what you're willing to deal with. Everybody's got different lines. So,
I mean, he keeps pushing it, or if he says something that I don't like at one point or other. Who knows? It may end up happening. I don't know, but I'm trying my best to keep the peace.
Yeah.
It's like he made a comment the other night because I didn't run a specific job. It's like, fucking, we're far enough ahead. I don't have to run it. I ran other shit on purpose so we could clear this press, so this press is open. Like, whatever, dude. Get over it.
So
it's gonna take an hour to run it.
Garage guy, who Virginia Tech play this weekend?
Well, it's rivalry week, so University of Virginia. I don't know if it's in Blacksburg or Charlottesville, but Tech's coach has been there 3 years now, and I don't think he'll be there after this year. I mean, the last week of the season, and you have to win to get a bowl game. That's not what they were expecting. They had the talent, and this year they have done less with more, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And so I don't look for their coach to be there. There's a lot more interesting games. I think Georgia Tech and Georgia will be a really good game. I think that'll be closer than people expect. But in the Southeastern Conference, I look for Texas A&M to pull the upset over Texas.
That would not surprise me. Texas has not been very impressive.
No. Plus, their quarterback, Ewers, he's not completely healthy.
Well, Georgia's going to the SEC championship game, so
Right.
We'll be watching that. I don't. I'm trying to figure out how I want to say this, but I'm expecting Georgia to beat Georgia Tech fairly proper. They're feeling full of themselves. They've had some good wins. They beat Florida State before people knew Florida State wasn't any good, and they beat Miami at home. So they're feeling pretty good about themselves. But there's a reason they call it good old fashioned hate, and we'll see what happens. But if it's closer than 14 points, I'll be shocked.
Yeah.
All right. So, Jamie, how close are you to being ready for cowboy action shooting, man?
I've shot a match.
Sweet.
I'm ready. I just got to load up about 1,000 rounds.
Awesome, man.
Of 38 special, and I'll be working on my. I'll be working on my shotgun loads. I'm going to load that myself and load them down because everybody does it. If you're going to compete, you're going to have to load your own shot shells. But yeah, you did the right thing, Scotsman, because me and Garage Guy can talk college football too.
Hey, you know what? It just seems like we went off on a little bit of a tangent on pipe smoke, and we went off a little bit of tangent on people, and
Hey, that's
we
okay.
lost a
That's fine.
we lost a bunch of people. I figured let's get it back to guns. Let's get some people in here.
All right.
Yeah, yeah, and I'll tell you something else, Scotsman. We're down to 6 viewers, so at this point, it don't much matter. We appreciate the New Texarkana joined us out there. How you doing, my brother? Chris from the 740 still hanging on, and Ricky Baird's getting geared up, but he's also rebuilding a house, so he'll be joining me next year. I got an email today. They're having a match this coming Saturday, and if I have time, I might ride up there. I doubt I'll shoot. I don't have shells loaded, but we both have old Stevens 5100s. If you can find one of those or a 310 and make yourself a stage gun, a coach gun out of it, that's what we did. And I'm excited to use the 16. I find myself fascinated with 16 gauge lately, and I don't really know why. I think it's just because it's not the common thing out there, and it seems to be that happy median between 12 and 20. 12 a little heavy, 20 a little light.
16 gauge has gained a lot more popularity in the last probably 5 or 6 years. There's a lot of people shooting it now.
Well, it's very, very popular from what I hear in Europe. A lot of these skeet guys, competition shotgun. Good point, Texarkana, showing up on the shelves again. Yeah, the rumor that I heard was that one of the reasons they depopularized 16 here in the States was because people were coming over and winning a lot of our competitions using 16 gauge. So they just wanted that to stop. So they kind of did away with it. Mario!
Hey!
Hey.
What's
Happy
up,
Thanksgiving.
Al,
Oh, nothing much. I'm over here incognito, looking like a vampire.
I see that.
I know. How y'all doing? Everything good?
You're not hiding from Val, are you?
Oh, God.
I'm sorry I had to say that.
Hey.
Hey,
It'll be all right, brother.
I don't care for the Slavic Mr. Clean. No, I'm good.
Yeah. All right. I got to go check the smoker again. I wish Rob was still here because I was just going to tell him that there's no salads on my smoker.
He's probably
I'll be right
listening.
back. I don't think so. Read the private chat.
Oh, did I miss something? Oh, he's being son. Okay.
So I kind of. Oh, good, man. Just enjoying the holiday, bro. Everything kind of winding down here at work. We had some last minute stuff, but for the most part, it's all good to go. Yeah, just staying busy, man. A lot of moving pieces here at work, but getting through it. Yeah, just trying to stay busy and getting ready for Black Friday. So we'll see what goes, man. I kind of overheard you about your job, and I know how you feel because as you guys know, once I retired out of the military, I had no problem finding jobs. I mean, luckily for me, I have the education, the experience that always helps. Um, but the problem is to me is the fit. Like, where do you fit in? Especially when you're a type A personality. For me, it's like I went to construction and I thought that was going to be a good platform out of the military. But come to find out, most of the people that I work with were worse than women, dude. They really were. I work with all men. They're the biggest whining bitches ever, dude. And I used to get really frustrated. One of them actually called HR saying that I was being unprofessional when I was giving my safety meeting. Reality, I was just lining things up. I was making some jokes here and there. Apparently, this person didn't like it and complained. And all of a sudden, I have this HR person and the operations manager trying to fucking trying to lecture me on how the fuck I should talk to people, which I found that to be very I found it very insulting, because of my background and all the stuff that I did. Yeah, I ended up quitting that job, ended up quitting other jobs because the people that are supposed to be above you, like they say this bullshit about, oh, we're all family here. It's the biggest crock of shit ever. They really are not your fucking family. Neither is HR. HR is not your fucking friend. They don't give two shits about you.
I don't know, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Not at all. Not at all. It like so with the shit I'm dealing with, man. It's just fucking petty. It's literally fucking petty. So there's give you guys some context. I'm basically there's like 3 jobs that I'm not doing because it involves twisting or bending or turning my body in a way that I shouldn't be turning my body right now. Right.
Mhm.
That's basically it. And
So he's got a problem with that.
Right. And he's got a huge problem with it. And it's fucking stupid. Instead of him stepping up and just taking care of it, which is nothing to him, it's fucking 5 minutes of this, that, the other, whatever. And he's not. He's just being crying a little bitch about it. And the way I grew up and the way I was raised was, hey, if someone is unable to do whatever, and the same way I always did it as a manager was, hey, if this person can't do something because they're physically unable, then someone else steps up and takes care of it. But apparently that doesn't happen anymore. So yep, it's bite my tongue the best I can because I'm not good at that. He'll end up getting to the point where he's going to open his mouth, say something, and I'm just going to fucking let it fly.
Well, where I work at, there are 2 other forklift drivers. One of them, he's calling in at least once or twice a week. Nothing's being done about that. And then the other one, there are 2 wrapping platforms where we would get a full pallet and they would put it on the platform. And usually they would put a bag over it. And then they would take the plastic wrap, tie it onto the pallet, hit the button, it'd spin around and wrap it. And they got into the habit where they would just drop it off and take off and expect me to do the bagging and wrapping and moving it to where it needed to go. I finally threw a shit fit over it, told them, no, I'm not your personal pallet wrapping bitch. And it finally went to the plant manager, and they said, well, Mark is a line driver. He only takes care of the pallets that comes off the lines. And he told the other 2 drivers whatever you put up there on a wrapper, y'all need to take care of it. They tried to pitch a fit about that, and it didn't work. And you just got to stick to your guns. If it ends up not good, then move on somewhere else. I told them, I said, well, put me back on the line, because where I work at is mostly a bottling and packaging company. And I said, hey, I can put bottles on the line. I can stack, cases of bottles on a finished pallet product, They didn't want to hear that. So they finally, after months, told them, say, you put it on a wrapper, you bag it, you wrap it, you move it. That's
Right.
not Mark's job. I went through a lot of aggravation, a lot of bullshit, but I stuck to my guns. It finally worked.
All right.
But if I had to do all over again, I probably would have took a few days off and went job hunting, for something different.
Right.
So, sometimes,
Well,
and
that's kind of my thought process at this point is sticking on the second shift where I don't have to deal with anybody for right now,
right.
and look around and try to find something. Because it's not going to end up ending well. Because I've already told my boss, like, dude, again, I don't know how long this is going to take. This could go on for quite some time. And end of the day, I like the job for the most part, and I get along with most people there. But kind of like Balabean was talking about, I'm a black sheep, man. I get told nothing. I never hear any of the updates. I never hear anything from anybody. I usually end up having to figure it out myself. Go, oh, okay, they did this or they did that or whatever. Or, I bring up an idea and everyone goes, oh, it fucking stinks or whatever. And then, I stopped bringing up ideas. I stopped doing shit. Like, fuck y'all. Y'all don't want to listen to what's got to be said, and screw it. I won't do it. I don't care.
And like the other thing that really, because I'm a manager now, I went back in management. They're always bitching about retention rate. I treat my guys good, but at the same time, I'm doing fucking nonsense. Like, I don't put up with their shit, and they know it too. And sometimes you have to make an example of somebody in order for them to get that, And I remember that fucking first month I got there was this one fucking guy, lazy as fuck, always had a fucking excuse to not do his fucking job. And basically I wrote him up 2 times. Didn't want to change, so I got rid of his ass. And
see, I could understand if I was a lazy piece of shit and I didn't do my job, but I've been at this place for almost 6.5 years. I've never missed a day. I've never called off. I've always showed up on time, never sick, all that shit, and never bitch, complain, or nothing. So, I got an issue, and now apparently it's a big fucking deal for everyone else.
That's the problem there. You never called out. You've not missed a day. You do what you're supposed to do. And see, in the new work, everybody's like, fuck it, somebody else will take care of it. I don't have to do it. I'm just here to collect a fucking paycheck.
yeah, but you know what? I changed that fucking mentality real quick. If you're not going to be a team person, if you don't feel like this is, and I'm straight out with people. My first introduction to people, I told, look, this is where I come from. This is how I expect you guys to do your job. If you guys have a problem with the way I ask you to do your job, then in reality, this isn't going to work. And you either got 2 choices. You can stay, or we try to work things out, or we can come up with an exit plan. And I tell them straight out, and I tell them exactly how it's going to be.
That's kind of what I expect my boss to step up and say to this guy, but no, it's we're gonna do this instead. Like apparently we just accommodate the bitches.
And you know the problem and the biggest reason why managers are like that is because their fucking HR managers make them that way. Because they don't fucking support them whenever they have a piece of shit that doesn't take care of what needs to be taken care of, and they go and complain. But I also say to a lot of managers, is like, if you're not documenting all your stuff, man, you're doing yourself a disservice. You document every conversation you have with somebody. You document everything that they've done that hasn't been up to your standards, and you coach them and you tell them what you want them to be doing. And you know, the thing is, by the time I got rid of this guy, he had in a month and a half there, I had like 7 coachings I had with him, like all these conversations. You know, like I had everything documented. So, you know, by the time I got to that point, then HR had, you know, they're in agreement that, you know, get rid of this guy. So,
Right. No, I had
my biggest thing is you're a manager.
I'm not at this point. No, I've walked away from management. When I was a manager at another place, I had this one gal who kept calling off a lot or being late, and so I adjusted the schedule to where she worked 1 day a week. Well, she went to HR and complained because I was only scheduling her 1 day a week. HR comes back to me and goes, "You can't do that." And I like, "Excuse me? Care to tell me how I cannot make my own schedule when it's my people? Since when do you have a say?" And they're like, "Well, you know, she wants more hours." I'm like, "Well, that's fantastic, but here's all the evidence." I threw it out in front of her and said, "Look, she calls off all the time. She's late. Why the hell would I give her more hours if she can't even be here for the freaking 1 day I schedule her?" Oh, yeah. Yeah, HR is a fucking joke, dude. And they're even worse at this place where I work now. They're horrible.
Yeah.
A lot of HRs, and you know, I've been management before. Not always worth the headache. But a lot of HRs are always looking at trying to figure out how they can keep the company from being sued. You know.
Well, yeah, that's what they do. Their job is to protect the company.
That's their entire job.
Yeah, that's their entire job, is to protect the company. They're not there to protect you or whatever the case may be. They may seem and come and talk to you like they're concerned or they give a shit. Hell no. They don't give two shits about you.
When they throw out workers' comp and they say, "Hey, if you get injured, make sure you come tell us. You know, we want to make sure you're safe," and this, that, the other. No, dude, that's all to cover their ass. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It is what it is, man. So, and you know, and then they wonder why people leave management. It's because of that kind of bullshit that they have to deal with. When you make their job harder than what it needs to be, people are going to leave, man. They're not going to stay because sometimes you stop thinking about it. If you're working salary compared to hourly, you're probably making more money salary than you would be in hourly than you would salary, because of the simple fact that, you know, hourly employees, man, they get all this crazy ass overtime. You don't get none of that shit if you're a salary manager.
So like my previous job, well, my previous 2 jobs, I was salary. The one prior to the last one, I really didn't have a day off. I was always on the phone or something, always something, right? And so if you took that time into consideration, I didn't make squat.
Yeah.
Huh?
I say absolutely. I mean, most salaries, they say, are based on 60 hours a week. No. I guarantee you that salary is nowhere close to compensating for 60 hours a week.
Oh no, dude. So yeah, they on average they say roughly 60 to 70 hours, somewhere in there. No, not even close, man. Not even close. I was doing 100 hours easy.
So I had this boss one time, and one of his favorite things was to say, "This is the way we do things, and if you don't like it, there's plenty of other places to work. You don't have to work here. You know, you can go somewhere else. You know." And that came across as a kind of a halfway attempt at a threatening your job kind of thing. And we all had this compliance director thing that we had to do every year before school starts, and it's all about ethics, professional, this, that, and the other. So, you know, one of the main things is you don't, how can I say this on the air? You don't have affairs with people who work for you.
Don't dip your wit where you ain't supposed to dip it when you're working.
Yep.
with them.
Don't crap where you eat, man.
Thank you, Mario. So, yeah, that was going on, and he got caught. And now, you know, he don't have to work here. It's just a place to work. I mean, you know, you can find other jobs, and that's kind of where he's at. I really liked him, though. I mean, he was he's a fun dude to be around. I'll put it that way. But a lot of the people that you meet at work, and I think y'all all met the kind where you like them, they're kind of fun to be around, but something inside you just says, you better not be trusting that guy or that lady. You know, I mean, we've all met them, particularly at work. And
oh yeah, when I first moved to Georgia, when I first got transferred to Georgia, so I'd gone there for 2 weeks prior to assess the situation, see what was going on, and try and figure out what the issues were. And then I got offered the job because I pretty much told them all the issues, and they're like, "Oh, well, since you know them, you can probably fix them." Probably. Well, the one gal that worked there was not happy that I got in that position. And I wasn't there a week. And I get called upstairs by my general manager. And he's like, we have a sexual harassment complaint. And I'm like, excuse me, say what? It's like, we have a sexual harassment complaint. I looked him straight in the face and I go, do you think I just moved 2,000 fucking miles for some fucking pussy? And he looks at me and goes, huh? I'm like, yeah, I don't think so, dude. And I was like, can I go back to work now? He's like, yeah, you can go back to work. Like, yeah, I'm not that fucking stupid, dude. I didn't transfer 2,000 miles, dip my weight where I ain't supposed to go.
Must have been when you left Oregon.
No, that was the first time I left Ohio. So I left Ohio and transferred. So I left Oregon, went from Oregon to Ohio, and then I was in Ohio for about a year, and then they transferred me to Georgia, and then I was in Georgia for almost 3 years, and then I got transferred back to Ohio.
Well, anyways, I think we need to talk about something positive.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Go for it. What you got?
Because
Here's one thing. So we were talking earlier about what we're thankful for, Battle Bean. What are you thankful for, brother?
oh my God, I'm really thankful for my health, man, because if you guys recall, I got really sick with that thing called valley fever. And basically, it's like a spore that's in the air here in California. And what it does is it gets into your lungs and it creates a fungus in your freaking lungs and almost killed me, man. And yeah, I'm really thankful for my health. I'm thankful for my family, and especially my wife being putting up with me for 20 some, you know, 26 years now. And 26 of those 23 years, she was an army wife, so having to put up with that, that's not easy. And, I'm thankful for my kids. My kids all graduated from college, man. They're all college graduates, just like your dad. They're all doing pretty well for themselves. So I'm thankful for that, and I'm thankful for the friendships that I got in YouTube, man. Because I'll be honest with you, I think I've made lifelong friends in this platform. Not everybody, but the select few. And I know that you guys are just a phone call away. I got a guy like Mark that will contact me just out of the blue. Scotsman, JH, a lot of guys within the community. They know me. They know my ordeals. They know my issues with PTSD and all the other stuff. So it's not easy, guys. It's not easy transitioning out of the military into civilian world, and all these little things that uh, having the support system has really helped. And obviously, I'm very thankful for that. And I'm just thankful for being able to reach certain people through this platform because, as you guys know, I also make videos about PTSD and how this affects veterans and stuff like that. And I've had so many like people out of the blue just tell me that they watch my videos and I made a difference in their lives. And those are
So
the things that
can I ask you real quick? How's the podcast going? Because I know you have your podcast too. How's that been going?
I haven't been as active on it as I should. I definitely need to get some people involved. I need to get some guests in there and just get going on it. I just honestly been really busy with work, but yeah, I am going to make some time and maybe get a guest to join me because most of
Well,
the
do you only have military, former military, or current military, or do you have other
no,
people?
it could be anybody. It could be anybody, especially those that support the veteran community. That's for sure. Because I don't think that it's just a platform for veterans. It's more for everybody, especially those that have supported the veteran community. I know you and some of the other guys supported the that one nonprofit that went bad, and you guys have always done contests and stuff like that just to promote the issues with PTSD and suicide within the veteran community, and it's still ongoing, man. And yeah, so yeah, no, I welcome anybody, whoever wants to join me and be part of the podcast. I'm more than happy to have them on. And what's great is I actually got one of these audio recorders that I can pretty much hook it up to my phone, and it records your voice on there, so you don't even have to be near me. You can be 3,000 miles away and just send me you just call me and then I hook it up to the audio and then off we go.
Awesome, man.
But yeah,
I'd be happy to jump on sometime with you.
yeah, that'd be great, man. Yeah, and I'll get with you and we'll discuss what's a good time for both of us and just talk about just talk about life, man. I think honestly, you stop and think about a lot of these podcasts that are out there um, are really just to get the word out, and I really just want to get the word out to help my fellow veterans, but at the same time, also acknowledge the patriots that are within our community, because there's a lot of them that love their country, that love veterans, that want to see them do better. And obviously want to promote that, because I think that's a good thing right there. You know.
Absolutely, man. And I've dealt with a lot of different mental health things over the years, with people I've known and different things too. So I can bring that kind of perspective to it as well.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You know, and I think if anything, sometimes the perspective of people that were not in the military, sometimes that is a really good. It's a really good thing, because it's something that, many of us who are veterans maybe not really are thinking about. So having that perspective is always good.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. I'm blessed to know so many veterans and have friends that are veterans, and I still know a few people that are still in as well. So I'm blessed to know them all. They've taught me a lot of stuff over the years too. So
Well, yeah, and it's kind of funny that you said it more than once, that you actually get along better with veterans that you do with other people, because, well, we just don't have a filter. We just say what we feel, and it's
it's a certain mindset, man, and I have the same kind of mindset as you guys do, and again, no filter, and so it just works. It just plain works.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So I got Phil over here talking about brisket. What you cooking there, buddy? What's Phil cooking, guys?
Oh yeah, there we go. We got a brisket. And, he wish he'd rested it longer.
Oh yeah, that's key, man. So I got a question. Do most of you guys do the traditional turkey and ham kind of thing, or do you guys do something different for Thanksgiving?
Well, generally myself, it's usually just me, so I usually don't do a whole lot. Um, the last few years, Daniel was going to have me over, but he's had, and unfortunately this year as well, where he's had family members that are sick, so haven't really gone anywhere. So usually it's just me. So there's not usually a whole lot here. It's just whatever I make. I don't do anything specific.
What about you, there, garage guy?
Well, as I said earlier in a podcast here, I lost my mother earlier this year back in May, and it'll be my first Thanksgiving without her. But
I'm really sorry, buddy.
well, thank you. Anyhow, I went ahead and I got myself some sliced ham, sliced turkey, couple of side dishes. And later on tomorrow evening, my granddaughter and her mother are going to come over with some dessert plates. And my granddaughter has been really good about, calling me, keeping up with, hey, what's going on? How you doing? You shot any new guns lately? That kind of thing. Uh, and she hasn't forgotten about me. And her and my mother were really close, and it's really great. She's going to be coming over and taking spending time with me. I know she's 18, and as we all know, teenagers have a life of their own, but to spend time with family, she feels that's important, and I'm really grateful for that. And I'm really looking forward to it. So to me, it'll still be kind of traditional. And then Friday, my niece and her family are coming down from the Maryland coast, and they're going to spend a few days with me. So I have no reason to feel sad, this holiday. And
Yeah.
I'm grateful for that.
No, that's great, man. And I'm glad that your granddaughter is mature enough to see what's really important in life,
Yeah.
And that's really awesome, and I'm glad that you get to spend time with your granddaughter. I'm also I have a granddaughter. She's not she's about to turn 15 soon, so
Yeah.
she wants a quinceañera, and this girl has got this is like the whitest quinceañera ever. This girl is like light skinned as hell with blue eyes and semi blondish hair. I mean, but my thing is she still has Latin blood in her, so she wants it, and I'm more than happy to give that to her. But
Right.
and she's always been really close to me, so I can definitely understand where
Yeah.
you're coming from with that.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm really thankful. I'm grateful, and I'm just blessed to have such good family around me. And you, 2A guys, your family too as well.
We're getting serious over there.
For my brother right there. 15 year.
Well, I just got Milo's sweet tea in this cup.
Sure you do.
Mm-hmm.
I bet that's all it is.
Yeah, with a little bit of Mr. Jack Daniels in there or something like that,
It looked like Jack and Coke to me.
Well, to all my
Mhm.
my brothers out here, and all my sisters out there as well, and to Mr. Holster, Ed,
Yeah, there we go.
D-Max, and everyone else we've lost. Willie, love y'all. To the funny slopes of long ago. Wanjiva.
There we go.
There you go.
And Jamie, that's not Coke, Pepsi.
I
Oh
don't heat
God.
up and cool you down all at the same time.
He got soft on me. He went Pepsi. The choice of a new generation.
Yeah. JD and sweet tea by my dad says.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah, that's just sound.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Mm.
Damn it, Dad, we might have to ban you.
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
If you're gonna use sweet tea as a mixer, then you better be using like Everclear or some moonshine.
Moonshine sounds good.
Yeah.
What about you, JH? What you doing, man? What you doing for Thanksgiving, brother?
I got meat on the smoker right now. I have two
You got the deer?
Boston butts, one venison hind quarter, and a half of a pork loin. So
Oh, is that is that meat from this year's harvest or?
yes, sir.
Nice, man. Well, that's a blessing, brother.
That's become a family tradition since I started hunting again back in 2012. So far,
Yeah, Mr. Holster shirt.
there you go, man.
Yeah.
I still have it, but my fat ass don't fit in it no more.
So we'll go to my sister's church because my mom and dad had 4 of us. I was the oldest and the only boy. I have 3 younger sisters. I have 2 kids. My next to the youngest sister has 3. The next sister has 2. The next sister has 3. And then all of them have kids, and then some of their kids are starting to have kids. So they'll be between.
Damn, I thought Mexicans were bad. Holy shit.
Yeah, man. It gets, and almost all of them are August, September birthdays. So, Christmas
Oh,
time.
those are my peoples. I'm an August guy.
Yeah,
Put-
Christmas
putting
gets
beaners to
cold.
shame.
Christmas time's cold, Mario. What can I tell you?
Yeah, brother. Yeah, no, that's good, man. That's a blessing. What about you, G?
This year the wife's sick, so we're probably not gonna really be doing a whole lot. But some years we go out to eat. Other years we cook. It all really depends on the year, and stuff. But
Hey, do you still do your chat, man? Because I haven't seen you in a while.
shit, I haven't done any live streaming in like over a year.
Yeah, you got tired of that shit too, huh?
He came back
Uh,
here to learn how to do it.
Oh, is that
Yeah,
what that was?
So,
Pretty much. But Mario, on your podcast, if you want, I can get a hold of Michael. Was on the podcast with you when you and I and Mike Sodini did that PTSD.
Oh
And-
yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah, no, that was really cool, man. I really enjoyed getting to know. Was it Michael? You said his name was.
Yeah, Mike or Michael.
Yeah, he's a good dude, man. Good dude, man. Yeah.
He does Walk the Talk America, which is all about mental health and the
Oh,
2A
okay.
community. So he has a whole business based on that. So
Well, God bless him for that.
if you want, I can try getting you two in touch so that he can help you with your podcast. And another good asset would be talking with Sarah. She does Hold My Gun, which is an organization for people that are having some tough times and may be
And she called
contemplating.
it "Hold My Gun." Isn't that kind of
Hold My
ironic?
Gun. Yeah, it's so that what it is she brokers with like LGSs, so your local gun shops and stuff, where they'll hold your firearms while you're doing whatever you need to do to help with your mental, so that you don't get red flagged and stuff like that. It's another way that you can kind of not have to
Yeah,
worry about.
that is a good thing right there, because I live in California, and believe me, these motherfuckers would love to throw a red flag at your ass real quick.
Yeah, I think the owner's name's Sarah. I forget what her last name is.
Sarah Jo Albright.
All right.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I've heard of it. I get emails from her. I talk to her here and there. But yeah, she's good. It's a good organization.
Nice. Yeah, when you said "Hold My Gun," I was like, huh? Kind of threw me off there for a little bit.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
her whole thing is getting this way you are you'll be like, hey, maybe I'm having some tough times with PTSD or whatever the situation could be. And so instead of taking the quick, easy way out and just with a firearm, you can try working your way without and not having to worry about having one of your family members or whatever red flag your ass, and then now you're fighting for the rest of your life to even possibly get your firearms back.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I definitely don't want. And honestly, man, I think that's the reason why I kind of backed off from being on YouTube and putting videos of guns and shit. I could just see somebody trying to use that shit against me, man. And I that's the reason I kind of backed off on a lot of stuff. I kind of backed off of talking about my feelings and stuff like that, because I just don't want people to use that as an excuse for them to take really what I really enjoy the most, because it's kind of ironic for a lot of people. You would think that guns are probably the most the most dangerous thing for a combat vet to have, but in reality, it's something that gives them peace of mind. Because you stop and think about it, we carried a gun wherever the fuck we were at. I was fucking sleeping with my M4 all the time. I was sleeping with my M9 all the fucking time. So to me, that was like my peace of
It,
mind, you know?
it's almost your best friend.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, it's like going to like I remember on my first deployment, I actually almost got in trouble because I did not want to turn in my M9 and I didn't want to turn in my M16. I was like, nope, I'm not turning that shit in because I had a 203 on it. I was like, hell yeah. You know, I definitely didn't want to turn it in. So, yeah, it's just one of those things that you know, I didn't want to give up, and yeah, I got almost got in some serious trouble because of it. So, but huh?
You're not the first one I've heard of when it comes to that.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
it's
I've known a lot of people that carried certain things for so many years and didn't want to give it up. And yeah,
yeah. And so that's the reason why, in many cases, I don't. I try to kind of keep to myself on YouTube now. If anything, I just talk about life stuff, you know, or you know, I try to not really factor a lot of the stuff about guns because it just gets taken out of context, especially the way YouTube is being run right now by Google. It's not being run the way it should be run. Be nice if Elon would buy this bitch so that way we could
right.
we could we could be more free than we currently are.
It
But
would
you know,
be
you got to
absolutely fantastic, man, if you would.
yeah, and you know, it's really sad. It's just the whole censoring thing is what pisses me off the most. You know.
I did see I forget where the hell I saw it, but I did see something where Google is having to separate certain things and assets. And I believe YouTube was one of them. They got themselves in some deep doo doo.
Oh yeah, it's because of the NFL, the NFL package thing deal they got going on. They're getting sued by fucking other people, and also by DirecTV because DirecTV feels like they got screwed out of that deal by the NFL. And I know that the NFL can really pretty much do whatever the fuck they want because they are the NFL. But I mean, if you guys know, I mean, DirecTV was a major carrier for fucking Sun, you know, for that Sunday ticket fucking package, and I had it forever. I remember that because it was part of my DirecTV. I remember I used to bitch and complain I'm gonna fucking cancel every fucking time come football season, and they magically give me that shit for the season. But I think they got into some legal hot water with that because they kind of did a shady deal with the NFL, and so DirecTV is suing the NFL and YouTube for it, so or Google. So
Yeah. Jimmy, you there? Or are you at the smoker? He might still be the smoker. I think he's at the smoker still.
I take it it's a manual, log type of smoker with
I'm
charcoal.
sure. I'm sure.
Because I'm sure if I ask him if he's got a trigger, he'd probably get offended.
Well, we got you here, so we still got some people out there watching. You mind going through the side chat for me?
Oh yeah. All right, guys. First of all, guys, thank you guys all for being part of this great dad here. So of course we got Mr. Garage Guy here, Bama Dad, G23, New Tech Side Can, Tim S, Hobbies, Hobos, Who else we got here? MCK's in the house. Phil G is in the house. Of course, Mr. JH586 is in the panel. Let me see who else we got here. I think that's pretty much it, sir. Oh, maybe Kyle still might still be here. So Kyle, if you're still here, give us a holler. And Mr. Fuzzfork. And that's pretty much all I see on the side chat there, sir.
All right, awesome, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, we appreciate everyone out there. I know this is kind of a quick throw up of a hey, we're gonna do a live stream, but my good friend asked me if we could do one, and I said absolutely. So, you know, it's we missed Sunday because I had to work Sunday due to Thanksgiving, so figured why not? We'll jump on, hang out, and talk, and just BS and whatever.
So, I guess my other question for you guys is, I am a little, I don't know what it is. I don't know how to really say it without sound like a bitch, but I always get a little concerned with reloading 223. I don't know if that's it's a bad thing or not. I always kind of I always double check, triple check my stuff. I don't know why. Maybe because it's a smaller cartridge, you know, with a smaller, um, you know, smaller casing. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I always get a little scared with the smaller rounds. Like 308, I can reload that thing all day long. 30-06, no problem. For some reason with the 300 blackout and 5.56, I always get a little hesitant.
Well,
I don't know what
with those loads, you're probably, because of the case size and depending on how much powder you're putting in versus your case, the case fill and stuff, you may it's easier to end up with a compressed load with those rounds versus the larger ones. And if you're not careful with it, you can do compressed loads, but if you're not careful with a compressed load, you can end up with too high a pressure.
Yeah, and that's why in reality, whenever I do 223, I have I still have not gotten to the point that I'm doing 223 on a progressive. I'm still using a single stage because I'm more of a I'm just more careful with rifle rounds because I've seen what they can do as far as, you know, blowing up guns and stuff like that.
So the only two rounds that I load on a full progressive is 9 and 44.
Oh, okay. I thought, okay, good. Yeah,
I
because I
only
see a lot.
I do all my case prep, all my decapping goes on the Dillon. I run all that on the Dillon. As far as pistol and stuff like that, rifle wise, like 223, 308, 6.5 Creedmoor, 30-30 and all that. I do it on the single stage and just decap it that way. And then I will go through, as far as rifle rounds, usually either be on the single stage or like I'm getting ready to set up on Willie's press on 450 for 223. Because I do have some of the changeover stuff available that came with the press when she sent it to me, and 223 is one that is intact and 100% correct. So 223 is going to end up going on that press. And I have specific dies that I picked up. I picked up the Lyman specific dies for 223. Which they are, when I say they're specific, they're designed for the sporting rifle. So for the AR platform. That's what they're designed for. They weren't cheap, but again, I don't mind spending the money on stuff if it's going to be better for the purpose of what it's for.
Yeah. How much do you crimp much at all on the 223?
Well, you want to crimp for sure. Because it's being semi-auto, you got to be careful because if you don't crimp, you're going to end up with bullet setback. So when that next
No,
round
I've been crimping. I'm just curious how much you guys crimp. Is it a light crimp or is it you go with a more deeper type of crimp? I don't know how to really say
I mean,
it.
it's not aggressive.
Mhm.
It's no more than I would probably do on my 9mm or anything else. It's not like I'm not rolling it over. I'm just getting it where it's just crimping it just enough. It's hard to describe it without showing it, but you're not crimping it to the point where it's grabbing that thing like a gnat's ass. You know, you don't want it so tight because that's going to cause other
Wow.
issues.
That's a great analogy. Thanks, man. I got a visual now. Thank you, brother.
If you make it too tight, you're going to end up with other issues. You got to be careful. If you crimp too hard, you will end up with problems. Same opposite. You know, same thing with the opposite way. If you crimp too light, you'll end up with setback, and you're going to end up with pressure issues and all kinds of stuff.
I do have a question about reloading. Now, I'm not a reloader myself, but I've often been told the best handgun round to start reloading with was 38 Special. What would be the best rifle round to start reloading with if you're a beginner?
Okay.
Okay.
That's a great question.
So yeah, first off, great question. I would say as far as a pistol round, myself, I started with 9mm, but I had someone in my corner that was years and years of experience, which was C-Max, and C-Max walked me through it. I spent a good few hours on the phone with him. Sent me a private video, this, that, the other, and literally walked me through everything. And it still took me multiple tries before I finally got it. But I would say if you're going to start with a pistol, start with something more on the straight wall kind of aspect, I would say. So 38, 44. They're probably going to be easier. And then as far as rifle goes, I don't know. I mean, I've not done a whole lot of rifle myself. I have all the stuff to do a bunch of it. I just haven't got doing a ton of it because there's so much case prep. And I still have to buy case prep for some of the other calibers I have. But I would probably say something like 308, somewhere in that realm.
30-30 would be good too because you can headspace off the rim or off the shoulder.
Yep, 30-30 is a good one too. Which 30-30 was the first one I did.
My dad says anything straight neck, that would go with the rifle too. He also says 9mm. Yeah, Kyle says rifle is all the same. Got to check every step. Yeah, double and triple check every single step.
And that goes for any reloading. You check everything. It doesn't matter what I'm loading. I check everything.
See, 9mm is deceptive. 9mm, you think, well, that's straight wall. It's going to be easy. 45 is infinitely easier to me than 9mm. Number one, it's a bigger playing field. And 9mm, you don't look at it and think that that's a tapered case, but it's tapered and it's a lot more aggravating than you think.
Yeah, and I would say that with 9mm, from my experience, it was very deceptive, and I kind of learned things the hard way. because I picked up a lot of range brass, and unfortunately, a lot of people in my range like to shoot Glocks. So that casing has a tendency of having a bubble towards the bottom of the casing,
Yep.
and then whenever
got
you do a plunk test, yeah. So you have to you do all your case prep and making sure that you run all those cases through the die to make sure that everything is sized correctly and you don't have those bubbles like I don't know, what do you call it? What do you call that? What's
It's
the
called the
proper?
Glock bulge.
There you go.
Or the Glock smile. If you look at it after you size that case, you're gonna have a smiley face in it.
Mhm.
And that looks like, well, that ain't no big deal. But you get on the inside with a pick and you can feel that brass is not just bulged and poked back in. There's a cut inside that case. And that will blow up your gun.
I would say one of the number one things for any new reloader out there is, and this is from personal experience because I have a small box of fuck ups, if you will. I'll just call them what they are. They're fuck ups. Is take your time when you're bullet seating. Just go slow, a little bit at a time, and just measure. See a little bit, measure. See a little bit, measure, and get it just right. I've got all kinds of screw ups that just are, again, a little box of fuck ups of I pushed it too far, or I crimped it too hard, or I did this, or I did that, and just take your time with it.
The big thing about reloading pistol or rifle is seating depth. You get some data with a specific bullet and it gives you a cartridge overall length. Well, that's based on the trim to length, and you're going to have varying lengths of cases unless you're trimming them all every single time. So what happens is you got to make sure that's why we talk about making dummy rounds. You basically you want to seed a bullet in an empty case and do the plunk test till you get it where it's going to plink in and then fall back out. And that's the same with rifle and pistol. And yeah, there's.
I'm kind of anal about it, I guess, to a certain degree. I'll usually end up doing 2 or 3 different ones because I want to make sure I'm getting that consistency.
Yeah.
And then once I have that consistency, then I'll go ahead and start running.
Then after you get, like, say, I would stop at about 10 to 20 completed rounds and make sure they're plinking.
Right. Yeah, that's usually what I'll do. I'll usually run around 10 or 20, and then I'll walk outside and go shoot them off and make sure they function.
See, the thing about it is an empty case is one thing, but depending on your case fill, that can vary. And you measure everything, you use your case gauges, all that stuff. But the only real case gauge is your chamber of your rifle or your handgun.
Well, and a prime example of that, and we've talked about this before, is I have the same firearm as Daniel does. Daniel loads a specific round. I load a specific round. His has X amount of powder. Mine has X amount of powder. His does not function in my firearm. It will not cycle my slide. But it will function fine in his. So, it's all specific. And that's why we do what we do as a reloader. We reload specifically to our firearm.
And therefore, what you load is custom for that particular firearm, and it's not going to. it may be safe in others. It may not function in others. So,
Oh yeah, like Daniels is perfectly safe in mine. It'll fire, but it just won't cycle the slide.
yeah.
So it ends up being a single shot.
Yeah. So the first thing you need, garage guy, if you're going to start reloading, is start buying a couple of manuals and read. Forget the load data is back there. You're going to have the first, say, 100, 120, 130 pages is going to be how to and why. So,
Yeah, if you get the Lyman book, that book, the first 100 pages has the best information. It dummied down the instructions on how to reload. It's really good. I recommend the Lyman book a lot. I like that book a lot.
I would say if you're unsure and you're considering it, I would be happy to box them up, send you out a couple manuals, and you can read through and kind of figure out. And if you want to, and you can go ahead, and start ordering stuff, and then send them back to me. But I'd be happy to send them to you, brother.
Yeah, well, I really appreciate that. I'd like to start out with a simple revolver round like 38 Special.
38 is my favorite, man. It is so easy to reload.
And just work my way up from there. I know it's a learning process. I know I'll eventually have some setbacks or whatever, but it is what it is. It takes time. You're not going to get it overnight. I realize that.
Oh no, dude, I've been doing this now for shit. Let's see, that was what? We're 7 years ish or so, somewhere in there.
man, I'm coming up on 10. This is the thing, though.
No, I mean reloading wise. I think I'm around 7 years or so.
That's what I'm talking about. I started reloading before I was ever on YouTube. One thing about these manuals that we need to keep in mind is they are proprietary. They're going to be telling you how to reload with the stuff they manufacture and sell. So, for that reason, I like the Lee book as a how-to read not just how to reload cartridges, but how to reload cast lead bullets as well. And I think that's an awesome book at the beginning, but when it comes to their load data, I double and triple check Lee's load data because they've compiled load data from all the other manuals. See, when you get a Spear book, you're going to get specific load data on Spear's bullets. Same with Hornady. I love the Hornady book. And that's why I think Mario recommends the Lyman book, because they're not brand specific as far as bullets. They'll give you several different, like, let's say we're loading 30-06. Okay, they're going to give you 110, 125, 150, 155, 167, 178 grain, all these different bullet weights that are out there. And they're like, for the 125 grain, it may be a Hornady bullet. With the another bullet weight, it'll be a different manufacturer. And they go through like that. But there's always a section in the Lyman book where they have excerpts from their cast lead hand loading handbook. So they always give you some load data for cast lead in their manual as well. And Lee does that to an extent, but where Lee falls short in my mind is they don't have a laboratory. They don't take their bullets, their bullet designs, the molds that they sell to the public. There's no specific data for them unless you find them in the Lyman cast lead handbook.
Well, and the other thing to be aware of too is there are some manuals out there that are caliber specific. But like Jamie's talking about, you got to be careful too, because a lot of times you'll walk into where it's only for these particular bullets. It's set up and designed just for this. And myself, Jamie, and many others are casters out there. And what we walk into a lot is you're looking at these manuals, and these manuals have X amount of information, but they don't have specific information for that particular weight of bullet, size of bullet, and so on and so forth. So what you end up doing is you're looking at a full metal jacket projectile load and trying to figure yourself out a starting load for your lead bullet instead. And that just comes with time and practice and learning and talking back and forth with people. When I had a lot, like Kyle said, I had a lot of issues when I first started. And I reached out to folks going, hey, I'm sitting here and I'm not sure with this, what am I supposed to do? Because the book says this, but then I don't have that. This is this versus that, and so on and so forth. So,
Right.
You can always reach out to any one of us. We'll always answer questions and help the best we can,
Well, I appreciate that. It'll be after the first of the year. Get this holiday stuff out of the way. But Scotsman, I sent you a picture of that 44 mag I got, and after buying some ammo for it, I'm like, oh hell no, I better learn to reload, and I need to start out right. And I feel, well, you guys are the best ones, to get me help started with it.
You have several 38s, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah. Start with the 38, and 44 is going to be an easy progression up.
Easy peasy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I don't have a whole lot of 44 brass to spare, but I'll get you a little box put together.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, one thing that you do have that's an advantage to you is that you have quite a few of your friends that are reloaders.
Yeah.
And if you ever get to a point where it's kind of late and you probably need to get a hold of somebody in the West Coast, you got me and you got what's his name, Viejo, who live here in the West Coast.
Right.
Yeah, we definitely do. I by the way, don't cast in a glass freaking table like I did one time. These guys gave me so much shit about that for years, man, for years.
So I can attest to what he's talking about, not because I've done it, but I've done something almost as dumb as he did.
Thanks, man. Appreciate the support.
You're welcome, brother. Nothing but love, man. Nothing but love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like flies on shit. Yeah, I love it.
No. So you'll love this one, Battle Bean. cast out. I was casting in the rain.
Oh, what the fuck, dude? You really want to you really want that shit just all over your face, huh? You want to look like that dude in that fucking 007 movie. Remember that guy got blasted in his face?
No. So what happened was, so I went. I
What happened
started
was
yeah. So what happened was, I went out and I started casting, and weather was perfectly fucking fine. And I'm starting to get, I'm getting wrinkly bullets. So I know there's an issue with either the heat or the mold, one of the two. So I call Willie. Well, I'm on the phone with Willie,
that guy's so loud. Jesus.
and Willie was like, "Well, it's probably the temperature right now because if you've got your mold heated right, then it's probably the temperature itself. Turn it up a little bit." So I turned it up a little bit, and I started getting decent bullets again. Well, next thing I know, about an hour and a half later, I'm still on the phone with Willie. Well, it's starting to rain. And I'm still out there casting like a fool. And yeah. Let's just say,
I don't feel so bad now.
Let's just say things happened that should not have happened.
I can imagine your beer was very shiny afterwards.
Didn't quite hit my beard, but there were other things that got hit, and yeah, we stood up real fast and said, "Fuck this, I'm out."
Did you put some new holes in your jeans that you didn't really want?
Oh,
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, he wanted to be one of those hip chicks, you know, with Taro fucking jeans and shit. That's what it was.
No, fuck that shit, man.
He was trying to give himself a Jacob's ladder. That's what he was trying to do.
Man.
So, like tonight, weather was great. I put my meat on the smoker about 7 o'clock. It's freaking pouring down rain out there right now. So.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Is it getting exposed to the rain right now? The smoker?
The smoker's out on the back deck. Yeah.
Oh, okay, but it's not getting direct water into it, right?
No.
Okay. Yeah, but it does take the temperature difference does mess up your cooking times, all right?
Oh yeah, it'll take longer, which means I've got 3 pieces of the meat wrapped. I got to go wrap one more, and then I got to get some sleep and get up in a couple hours and put more charcoal on the fire. So,
what do you have? One of those offset smokers?
Oh yeah.
Oh man, you're hardcore, bro.
Yeah, man. All of these.
You're my hero. You're like the guys I watch on YouTube that make fucking, barbecue the old school way, man. I admire you guys.
Well,
that's a craft.
You got to think about it, man. He's out there in the woods. He's taking care of this, getting it for himself. He's got to do it right, dude. Why would you skimp out?
Well, I don't know. So I'm asking the questions, bro. I didn't know he had an offset freaking smoker. Damn, man.
Oh my God! Hey, we have some freaking YouTube royalty right here. Red October. What's going on, brother?
Oh man, look at that guy. Oh man, I haven't seen this guy in a while, man. Where the fuck you been, man?
Yeah.
You been out there herding the goats? What you doing, man?
It's good to see you, man.
What's really cool, Mario, is when you kill a deer with hand loads with one of your own cast bullets.
Man, you're my hero, JH. I just want you to know that.
You field dress it, you bring it home, you skin it, you process it all yourself, you get it on the smoker, I don't do the pellet grill thing, which I may eventually, but I use nothing but Kingsford charcoal, and I use apple or pecan wood for the smoked chips.
You mean you don't even use any of that Georgia peach?
No, they ain't many
Man,
peach trees where I live. Gee, they're on the other side of the state.
See, there's only one kind of peach in Georgia, and it ain't a peach tree, man.
man, the stereotypes they tell you, like the same thing with me. Everybody think that there's a fucking beach around where I live.
Dude, man, I tell you what, dude. When they say the Georgia peach, they ain't fucking lying.
Oh, I've had them. I've had them.
Yeah, they don't talk about they're not talking about a fuzzy fruit that grows on a tree, man.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, they're like they're like Sir Mix-a-Lot, baby got back. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. All right, guys, I'm bailing out. It's after
All right, my friend.
midnight. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy
And,
Thanksgiving, sir.
Happy Thanksgiving, Jamie.
Good night,
Have a good
fellas.
Thanksgiving,
Good
Jamie.
brother.
Same to y'all.
Much
Go
love,
dog.
man. Much love.
I'll be bailing also, Scotsman. Thanks for sending the invite, man. It's been a great time hanging out with you.
Great seeing you, man. Appreciate you being here.
Yep.
All right, man.
All right, G.
Later.
Glad
Yep.
glad we could ease you back into it.
Yeah.
Maybe one of these days I'll come back, but there's other things that are behind the scenes that I just have kind of kept there.
Yeah,
There's
well,
reasons why I
you-
walked away for a little bit.
You got my email, you got my number, man. You need something, holler at me.
Yep.
Yeah, we got a bunch of bitches in YouTube. Not all of them, but there's always one that fucks it up for everybody else.
Yeah. So yeah, Mario, you have my email address, so I'll definitely reach out to you. And
All right, brother.
if you need anything, let me know.
Will do, sir. Appreciate you,
Yep.
man.
Oh yeah. Later, guys.
Later, man.
Later.
Appreciate you, man.
Later. Yeah, man. So,
I thought I sent Kyle a link. Hold on, Kyle. Hang on.
oh God, Kyle. Kyle. Hello, Kyle. Kyle scares the shit out of me. You imagine a fucking cooter from fucking Dukes of Hazzard?
Well, it's the
Yeah, man.
holidays. You think he'll be wearing his Pope hat?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what his ensemble is going to be today.
Haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah, man.
All right, you got a link, fucker. Get your ass in
Yeah,
here.
get your ass in here, fucker. Hey, by the way, Garage Guy, there was one thing that I found very interesting about Virginia during the election.
All right.
Trump was really fucking close to winning that state. You know that, right? I mean, like it
Right.
was close. Like I've never seen Virginia go that close to being red. Like that was scary. I was like, holy shit.
Well, our governor is a Republican. But
Oh.
the presidential election, you got 3 population centers: the D.C. suburbs, Richmond,
Oh, liberal.
and Hampton Roads. And, well, that carried the state. The rest of the state was red.
Oh yeah, same thing happened here in California, man.
Yeah,
For the
I
most
saw
part,
that.
you only have a couple of counties that are red. Usually, the ones in the central region of the state. Pretty much all the east side and all the north of the counties are all turned red. We're like, holy shit, it was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
We don't feel all alone now.
Look at Illinois. Chicago goes blue.
Illinois?
Do what?
Illinois?
Yeah. Chicago goes blue. The rest of the state goes red. Kamala won it. Chicago.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean the big cities are always going to outweigh the rural areas, but what really is striking me is especially here, Gavin Newsom actually had to go. He actually came to our county because, well, we're always been a red county, but the fact that all the counties around us became red, that scared the shit out of him. and he is really scared because technically this is oil country. So, with Trump coming in, he's probably gonna provide more fracking permits, and he's gonna bypass the state because right now, the state kind of holds the rights for the fracking, but I think he's gonna use some sort of federal
Yeah.
mandate. And
No, I was
he's
gonna
gonna
say
get,
he'll probably do an executive order.
yep, and he's probably gonna, which in a way is great here because most of our oil is right here where we're at. Huge piles of oil. What's
So
going on, Kyle? Hey.
I've
brother.
seen. So I don't know if you guys know about Tom Homan, but Tom Homan is
That's my
the
hero.
guy
What are you talking
He's a fucking beast.
he's the guy. He's the guy that is going to take care of the border, and I love this dude.
What he said to
fucking-
the Denver mayor, he was like, okay, well, we're both sure of two things. He says he's okay with going to jail, and I'm okay with sending him there. Fuck him.
Hey,
I
he is
I
fucking
absolutely
gangster,
fucking
bro.
love this dude. This dude is all about taking care of shit, and between that one and there's multiple governors too that have said they're going to defend fucking this, that, the
Oh
other.
yeah.
No,
LA says that they're gonna become a sanctuary city. Denver said the
all
same
your
fucking
sanctuary
thing.
fucking cities and your sanctuary states and your governors and all that bullshit, you're all going to fucking go to jail, bitches.
And
no, not a.
and your city, county, or state, or whatever, depending on who it is that says they're not going to help, 0 of my tax dollars should go to you, period.
And here's my thing, dude. Like I get a lot of flack because I'm Hispanic. They're like, how can you vote for Trump? How can you agree with Tom Homan? And here's my fucking thing. I started at the back of the fucking line and worked my way up to become a citizen. Fuck you. None of these motherfuckers that came into this country did any of the shit that I did.
Exactly.
I was in I was in the military. I was in the U.S. Army 6 years before they made me a citizen. So just understand that shit right now. 6 fucking years in the Army, working with a fucking green card. And all I ever wanted was to become a citizen. So believe me, for me, it means a lot to me. It means a lot to me to be able to vote. It means a lot to me to salute my flag. And sure as hell means a lot to me that we fucking finally find some people that give a shit. So
No, and I'm right there with you, brother. It took me over 15 years to get through all the bullshit, the paperwork, and all the rest of the crap.
Are we still live?
you're
Yeah.
still alive. You can say whatever the fuck
all
you want.
right. I was going to say something, but I'm not going to say it if we're still live.
Yeah, we're still alive, dipshit.
Yeah,
Wait,
go
that
ahead.
involved you. Shut up.
No, it took me over 15 years before I finally got through all the paperwork and all the BS to become a citizen, man. And I had a lot of people ask me why I went ahead and did it, and because for years I said there's no point. I have all the rights you guys do. I just don't have the right to vote. And to me, it was more of a way to say thank you to everyone out here who has stood behind me, who has supported me.
Well, I mean, it's more of a patriotic thing. Yeah, like you say, to say thank you. I mean, but then again, you don't have the rights that U.S. citizens have when you're not a citizen.
I have every right you do, but not to vote.
That is not correct, sir.
No, it is. If you
Well,
have
I
a green
mean,
card,
I'm arguing with the choir here, so.
with a green card, I have every right you do, but the right to vote.
Oh, well, okay. Then that changes
Yeah.
the story because you've taken the time to start the process and haven't been denied. So
Dude, the process is fucking long, dude. I'll be honest with you. My parents thought
it's stupid long, and I cannot tell you how many thousands of dollars I have into it. It's a lot. I could give you a rough estimate. I'd say on a rough estimate, I'd say I probably have at least probably 15 grand.
I was going to say 20, but yeah.
Somewhere, again, rough estimate. I don't know for sure, but rough estimate 15.
Well, what
Probably-
I was thinking you were saying, not to take away from the point that you were making, is I thought that you thought, why should I even start the process? Because I got all the rights that everybody else does except to vote. No, you don't. You have to start the process.
Oh no, brother! I started process before I even got here.
Oh, I know. We've had this conversation on my couch, sir.
Yeah,
I started that process a long time, and it's so for folks out there that have no clue about what's going on with the process. So, for example, when I first moved here, I moved to California stupidly. No offense, Mario, but I moved to California, and so when I started filling out my paperwork went to Missouri. I'm living in California, but I have to send my paperwork to Missouri.
That sounds about right.
Tell me how the fuck that makes sense.
Well, somebody in the middle has to make money somewhere, so maybe it's the U.S. Postal Service. I don't
know.
No,
it's the processing service.
So then, after about a year and a half or so, I moved to Missouri. Guess where I have to send my paperwork?
California.
San Francisco.
California.
Yeah, that sounds like government to me.
And it just went on from there. But no, man, it's a long process. And to be honest and fair with everyone, I could have applied for citizenship probably after the first 6 or 7 years of being here. But at the time, I didn't feel like I needed to. And with everything that was going on the past few years, the past like 6 or 7 years, whatever, somewhere in there, I saw the way things were going, and I figured it was the right time.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine contact me when COVID was going on. He's like, I've been going through this process for a long time. Now I finally got my appointment, and they've shut all the courtrooms down, and I can't do a Zoom call or whatever. So now I'm delayed again.
So mine was right prior. And then when they scheduled it for me to swear in, it was during it. And I had people that were supposed to be coming out here to witness it, the whole 9 yards. And a week prior, they called me and go, "You can't have anyone here." I'm like, I got fucking hotel rooms booked. I got people coming here, and you're calling me a fucking week prior. And I couldn't get a refund. I lost all kinds of money on that deal. And when I swore in, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but when I swore in, it was a fucking joke. Because they got us in, and they fucking put us through like a fucking herd of cattle. It was in and out.
Oh man, that sucks, dude. That was, yeah, you definitely had a horrible experience because mine was nothing like that.
Yeah, it sucked,
actually,
man.
mine.
I was all excited about it, and I'll tell you the proudest moment I had standing there, even though it was all bullshit and dealing with all the crap and how fast they were trying to push us through. was when the guy says, we'll defend against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And I stood there proudly and I fucking hollered that shit out, man. I made sure they fucking heard that one.
I am foreign and domestic, bitch.
Yeah.
I made fucking damn sure they heard that shit.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
Scotsman,
man.
this was a little bit after you got sworn in. I sent you a suggestion for a video. If you had to do anything different to legally own a firearm here in America before you become a legal citizen.
Yep.
And actually, I didn't hear back from you, but I thought it would have been a good video. I don't know if he was busy with other stuff or what,
So I number one, I apologize. I probably saw it and then just forgot about it.
You ain't got to apologize. Don't worry.
But you had a lot of shit on your mind too. So.
Yeah.
It's a lot of shit to deal with. I'm not gonna lie.
No, it is. It was
I know that
overwhelming.
my friend called me and they were pissed.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, if you have a green card, the only difference that you're gonna experience is that you're gonna get delayed.
Right.
And so basically what's going to happen, and it's the same with anyone who has security clearances or anything along those lines. And I've tried to explain this to high-ranking members of the military for years because they always get pissed off when they get delayed. And it's like, dude, what are you? And they go, well, I'm a fucking major. I'm like, well, you have security clearance through the fucking wazoo, right? He's like, yeah. Okay, then shut up, dude. That's why. It's gonna happen. There's nothing I can do about it. Same thing if you have a green card. You're gonna get put on delay, period, because they gotta check your status.
Right.
But at least you're already in the queue. It's like at the DOT. Take a number, please.
Right. And usually
Not serving A21. At window number 6.
Usually within about 3 days or so, you're good to go.
Yeah.
But that's literally about the only difference.
Right.
Man.
You have to have your green card with you at all times. And I had people argue with me in the past, and it cracked me up. And this was actually when I lived in Georgia. I had a couple of people come in, try to buy a gun, and they didn't have their green card with them, and they're standing over there at checkout, and they're going through the process, and the guy's asking them for their green card, and they go, "Oh, we don't have it. We don't have to have it." So they call me out there, and I walk out there, and I'm talking to the guy, and the guy's like, "Well, it's not something I have to have with me at all times." And I'm like, "Yeah, you do."
Yeah,
He's like, no, you don't. And I'm like, yeah, you do. He's like, how the fuck do you know? I'm like, dude, here. And I fucking show him, dude, I know.
I know, man. With Tom Holman, you motherfuckers better have your shit with you all times, man. Especially my beaner ass. He'd be like, hey, man, I'm put you in the fucking patty working. No, motherfucker, here you go. I'm legal.
Well, everybody was raising hell in Georgia because they passed this law where you had to have your ID on you at all times. That way.
Well, actually, that just makes too much fucking sense is what that does.
Well, it was if you got pulled over or you got into an altercation or something like that, they had physical ID on you and they could verify that was who you are. And everybody was raising hell. And I'm like, why are y'all running around with no IDs if you're on the up and up? And all this, and it got down to where people were taking pictures of their IDs on their phone. Like, that's not a physical ID unless you want the cop to take your phone from you. And even then, that photo that you took on your phone cannot be digitally verified to prove that that's who you are, because you can modify a picture. You can cut and paste and all that shit. I run into it every damn day at work. Need your ID. Well, here's my phone. I'm like, cool. Where's your ID? Because you look
No,
Yeah,
50.
they don't. They don't get
I-
the concept, bro.
I ran that shit a lot too, man. People would pull up their phone going, well, this is not the other. It's like, dude, no.
I
We
mean,
have
why
to
do
we
they think
have to
that's
have
a valid
physical
ID? It's not a valid ID. Hell, I could be Jennifer Lopez.
Quick
Okay, that's a fucking scary ass
Well,
site. You need to
well,
quit that bullshit
that's
No,
right
not-
now.
I'm just saying it's possible that if you got good enough software and all that shit,
Okay.
I could
No,
be
no,
hell,
no,
I could
no.
be Barack
Hold on.
Obama and I'm not even black.
Let's clarify something right here, real fast. Let me stop y'all. And Battle Bean and Mark are gonna love this one, but that's a fucking far stretch. Holy fuck me, dude.
No, but if
yeah.
I can put it on my phone, they have to accept that as my ID. No, the hell
Oh,
they don't.
I identify as a woman.
Yeah, it's ma'am.
Well,
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, you do have a little bit of a womanish figure in some degrees.
Oh, get the fuck
Yeah.
out of here. You ain't never seen me shower. Shut up.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to ZPD Survival. Good to see you, man. Appreciate you being here.
Yeah. Well, guys, I gotta get ready for tomorrow. I gotta get up early and start the turkey and all that because I'm the one that does it all.
Yeah, I gotta light a smoker at like 5 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and hell, it's 12:30.
Yeah, man.
All right, man.
Yeah,
Well,
man. So I
Battle
love you
Bean,
guys,
we
man. Much
appreciate you,
love.
brother. Much love, man. And
Much love,
holler
guys.
at me.
Take care.
We'll figure out a time to do the podcast, man. I'd love to be on there.
All right, brother.
I love you,
Appreciate
Mario. I'm gonna get out there to
Love you,
visit you
Mario.
one day.
Oh, I love you too. No homo.
No homo.
No homo. All right,
Later,
guys.
man.
Much love, man.
See you, buddy.
See you.
All right, folks. I think we'll go ahead and call it. We're starting to dwindle down a little bit, and we're dwindling down on participants. So we'll go ahead and call it and head out of here. But I'd like to say a big thank you to everyone up in the side chat. Appreciate y'all for coming in, jumping in. I know it's kind of short notice. Garage Guy really kind of wanted to do something, and I was happy to oblige. Good to be here. Good to see people. We weren't able to do one Sunday because I had to work, so I figured why not. And good time, and we had a lot of good laughs and some good participation with folks out there. So thank you to everyone out there. And
Oh shit! I forgot to put my hat back on.
Oh,
with that being said, Kyle, what you got, man?
that's the wrong hat. The wrong hat. It's the holidays. No, the Pope hat.
What? No, that's not till. No, that's Christmas. It's Christmas.
Oh, okay.
It ain't Christmas till frickin' Hans Gruber's falling off Nakatomi Plaza.
Okay.
And for anybody that says that that's not a damn Christmas movie, you're full of shit because it all happens on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Scotsman, do you still have the contact sheet saved in your email somewhere? I forgot to put it in a damn folder.
Yes, I do.
Can you send that to Garage Guy? That way he's got everybody's number because everybody agreed that if their number's on that sheet, their contact info, that they could be called or contacted.
Yeah, I can do that.
Can you make that happen? Okay, because
Yep.
I don't have Garage Guy's email address.
All right. Appreciate that.
But yeah, if you got any questions, it's not rocket science or brain surgery. The important thing is until you get extremely familiar, and you'll never be too familiar not to take these precautions, double check everything. If you're on a single stage press, it's easier to double check everything because you're only doing one thing at a time.
Right.
You want to size it, and then on the downstroke, you're going to prime it. And then you take that case and put it somewhere else. So the next time you go to load that case, you can make sure it's got a primer. You can make sure it's sized, this, that, and the other. Weigh your powder. Don't rely on powder chargers and all that stuff until you have proven that they're accurate, which I've had Dillons that were accurate. I mean, throwing just minute charges that wouldn't throw big charges. And then I've had them throw big charges that wouldn't throw small charges, you know, and it's different chargers and all that stuff. Make sure everything's clean and all that. And you clean everything with alcohol. That way nothing sticks to it because the alcohol evaporates. But you'll clean any grit and grime from anything, including the press ram all the way up to the primer feeder or whatever, however your setup's going to work. And then make sure that that powder charge, when you look down in the case, doesn't look any different than the one you just did, you know. And if you have any questions, take it out of the press, weigh the powder charge.
One of the big things with that, as far as reloading goes, is number one, take your time. Number two, have fantastic lighting, because you have to have lighting everywhere.
Yeah, I've got lights all the way around my reloading bench, and I've got lights on my presses. So
yeah, you want plenty of light, be able to see everything that's going on, and just take your time, man. You know,
if something goes sideways, you will see it if you're taking your time and looking at it.
Well, now, and the other side to that too is you always have the time to inspect at the end of it too. So you're case checking, inspect as you case check.
And the beautiful thing about reloading is you can undo everything you just did. You can pull the bullet back out. You can save the powder. You can save the case. Most of the time, you can save the bullet.
All right. Anyway, Kyle, you got anything before we jump off, man?
I just want to say that. That's all.
All right. Garage guy, what you got, brother?
Well, I don't have anything going on right now. I'm really thankful for you guys. I'm really thankful for all your advice and everything, and I'm going to take it to heart. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are going to be hearing from me about this. And
that's fine. That's what we're here for, man.
Well, you know, people talk about family, this YouTube to a family. You guys are family. You're as important to me as actual family, and I'm very grateful, and I won't forget it. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Great having you, man, and I'm glad you wanted to do this. You know, I didn't even think about it really. And then you sent me a message, and I was like, sure, why not? You know, so I'm glad you did. And as far as the reloading goes, I'll get you a couple books in the mail so you can start kind of reading and stuff, and get some stuff figured out. And then any questions you got, you know, fire them off at us, and we'll help you out, man. And then
Thank you very much.
Just send the books back whenever whenever you're done. Doesn't matter, man. No big deal to me. I have most of my shit written down anyway, so you know, if it's something I need, I can just call you and say, "Hey, man, I need this. Give me, you know, send me a picture of it, and I'll have you send me a picture or whatever." But yeah. Right. All right, we appreciate everyone out there, guys. I hope everyone has a fantastic Thanksgiving, and blessed to be here, blessed to be a part of this, blessed to be a part of this fantastic nation. Blessed to be a part of this fantastic 2A community. And God bless you all, and God bless America.